You see her walking down the boulevard. She got the posture of a superstar. She looks so fly in those Gucci slides. Yeah, yeah, I wonder what she hides under her disguise. Yeah, 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 yeah. And all the girls around the world, they wanna be her. And all the dudes are trying to score like it's fever. She lives a double life, puts on a show. What's under the subtle smile, we'll never know. She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper once you get to meet her.
Let me paint a picture. I see they don't understand. Feeling like Picasso. She brushing against my hands. Seen you from around the way. You didn't give me the time of day. You be making moves that, yeah, who really care what Simon say? All the bad things, girl, I had to look past that. Call yourself a dime, I'm just trying to get my cash back. You be looking fine, so no wonder they can't match that. Louis V scarf, or I'm chilling with a dad hat. Whoa, slow it down like that. Just hold me down like that, yeah.
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper once you get to meet her. She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper once you get to meet her. She's a Mona Lisa.
There's something about the way that you understand. We don't need a rush and we don't need to make no plan. You say, pace yourself, slow it down. And I don't want to waste my days with no one else. I love how it feels. Killing time, you and I. Hours, minutes, days and nights. Trading all of our deadlines for conversations over wine. Killing time, you and I. In this moment we're alive. Infatuated with your eyes and the way they look at mine when we're killing time. something about the way you talk with your hand. The way that you say my name when nobody's there. No, no. You say it's alright, take your space if you need a break. And if I need to disconnect, that's okay. This ain't no race. Killing time, you and I, hours, minutes, days and nights, trading all of our deadlines for conversations over wine. Killing time, you and I, in this moment we're alive. Infatuated with your eyes and the way they look at mine. We're killing time. Killing time, you and I, hours, minutes, days and nights, trading all of our deadlines for conversations over wine. Killing time, you and I, in this moment we're alive. Infatuated with your eyes and the way they look at mine. We're killing time. Oh, oh. Killing time.
She my pineapple, yeah. She's sour, she's so sweet. Yeah. She got an attitude, I call her pineapple, yeah. She's sweet with sour moods, I need another double. She got an attitude, I call her pineapple, yeah. She's sweet with sour moods, I guess she's all I'm after. My little girl got a sour side, but you know I'm a sucker for some sweetness. Every weekend pulls you and she knows your weakness. I tell her she's my princess, she just wants to be queen. I call her pineapple and she says, what do you mean? She got an attitude, I call her pineapple, yeah. She's sweet with sour moods, I need another double. She got an attitude, I call her pineapple, yeah. She's sweet with sour moods, I guess she's all I'm after.
Yeah, take a slice and look inside. You see the sweet, the nice, the harmless vice, the cold as ice. I need my pineapple consistently. I eat religiously, I need my sweetness instantly.
And every time that she's around, she's sweet, I'm silent, then she's sour. Just wait an hour, my little flower. And every time that she's around, she's sweet, I'm silent, then she's sour. Just wait an hour, my little flower. She might be everything I need, but she's so sour, yeah. But she's so sour. If only she was just as sweet, but she's too sour, yeah. Yeah, she's too sour. She got an attitude, I call her pineapple, yeah. She's sweet with sour moods, I need another double. She got an attitude, I call her pineapple, yeah. She's sweet with sour moods, I guess she's all I'm after. She got an attitude, I call her pineapple, yeah. She's sweet with sour moods, I need another double. She got an attitude, I call her pineapple, yeah. She's sweet with sour moods, I guess she's all I'm after.
Did you notice I've been lost, staying up to the break of dawn, hoping that you'll show a little warmth, but you know I feel the coldest when I'm wrapped around your finger. Did you notice that you put me through the ringer when you said that you needed solace that I can't offer you? I found a light in all this, something to get me through. Now every day is a challenge, top down, blowing smoke out. It's not good for my balance. It sounds great, but I'm burnt out. 'Cause now the drugs aren't working. I've taken all I can, but my heart's still hurting. This can't be all I am. 'Cause leaving me so lonely only left me half a man. Now the highs aren't worth it. The drugs aren't working. Did you notice when I passed you yesterday that I was frozen? Thinking, flashing back, I can't live in the moment. My heart's still in the past, but we ain't spoken since you left me broken. When you said that you needed solace that I can't offer you, I found a light in all this, something to get me through. Now every day is a challenge, top down, blowing smoke out. It's not good for my balance. It sounds great, but I'm burnt out. 'Cause now the drugs aren't working. I've taken all I can, but my heart's still hurting. This can't be all I am. 'Cause leaving me so lonely only left me half a man. Now the highs aren't worth it. The drugs aren't working. Now the drugs aren't working. I've taken all I can, but my heart's still hurting. This can't be all I am. 'Cause leaving me so lonely only left me half a man. Now the highs aren't working. The drugs aren't working.
Chavs is a bit of a problematic.
I've been on my way.
Hello there, hello there, hello there, everyone, and welcome to Kevin Logan being slightly annoyed because the intro scuffed again. Hour.
And you don't have your lamp on.
And I don't have my lamp on. Fuck me, I'm good at this. Fucking hell.
Sorry, I as they'd say in an Agatha Christie model, I ejaculated a phrase.
You did?
I was just so surprised by it, I couldn't keep it in.
Anyway, apparently chav's a problematic phrase.
Yeah, that really surprised me.
That's bonus
One I hadn't
content
heard
that you
before.
shouldn't have gotten. So, anyway, I'm Kevin Logan. I'm the Meghan Markle of YouTube and Twitch. That doesn't mean anything. And joining me, it's the Oprah Winfrey of academia. I also don't know what that means. It's Dr. Kristi Winters.
Hey, Kevin. People need to stop writing provocative things in the chat when I'm looking.
Yes. It's definitely their fault. Fuck
Yes,
it, blame the
that's it.
chat. You people are garbage.
I wasn't
I'm only
actually listening to what you Kevin. I was so busy thinking about the comment. You said something, and it was just noise.
It was just
in my
noise.
ear.
That's fair enough. I don't think the people in the chat are listening, so, like,
No,
I wouldn't
probably
expect my co-host to either. Yeah.
Yeah, they log on to ignore you and just talk to other people in
Yeah,
the chat.
talk about
that they
cheese.
like.
Yeah, this is a support group, basically, for whoever the fuck, needs it.
Yes.
Anyway. As you can see on the screen there, it's not so much a meme, just literally a historical photograph that exists
yep.
of the person who was King Edward VIII. He'd abdicated by this point, and Wallis Simpson with guy on the right there.
Fucking Hitler.
You could argue he's on the extreme right, you might say.
Yes.
Mr. Hitler, yeah. So that's a thing that existed. These two were essentially fifth columnists and had Nazi Germany actually invaded Britain and taken over. He probably would have been reinstalled as king of the Nazi puppet state. So
yeah, probably. Yeah.
Good times. I wonder why the royal family are racist, though. It seems so odd that would be a thing.
They don't have a history of like being contemptuous to people of color, or even align themselves with anti-Semitic, genocidal, racist maniacs.
Well, there's also a picture, although she was a baby, not baby, but a child at the time, but of Queen Elizabeth II giving the Nazi salute.
Oh God.
Queen Elizabeth II Nazi salute. I should have pulled this up before, but.
That's what he said.
Heyo! Where are we? Here we go. That's, hang on, I'll center that on the screen for everybody. There she is, that's the Queen, hang on, that's the Queen Mother there, who's, as the name would suggest, the mother of the current Queen. She's dead, lol. That's the Queen.
Yeah.
That's, I think, Princess Margaret, who's the Queen's sister, and I think that's Edward VIII, and they were doing a little Nazi salute in 1933.
Damn.
Yeah. The year that the Nazis took over Germany. And these are a German family, so...
Right, yeah, that did cause some problems.
A lot of issues.
Of course, they changed their last name in the First World War, didn't they?
They did. They were known as the Heisenschnitzelburgers. They weren't.
I was going to say, I don't think that's accurate.
No, they were... Was it the Battenbergs or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. And, now they're the Windsors. Because that was... Seems a little bit German
on
for the
the
First World
nose.
War.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, but to be fair, when the Queen was a child then. But the basic point is, I wonder why they're racist. I wonder how that happened. That seems like such a strange thing, Someone sent me a link. What's this to? Meghan tells Oprah about racism. Piers Morgan calls them liars. Oh, okay.
Oh, God. Because he would know. Because, he... wait, hold on a second. I just pulled the headphone cord out of my ear. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, because, he spends a lot of time in the royal household, and he has a direct experience. Oh, wait, no, he doesn't. He just sits on his fat ass.
But, just like Prince Andrew, the pedophile, he also was close friends with Ghislaine Maxwell. So, just...
Yeah.
He knows good company when he sees it.
Yes.
Anyway, so...
And it's very important that we talk about Meghan and not Prince Andrew.
Yeah.
Drew.
Absolutely. By the way, Oprah's hidden there. There she is. Anyway, just the way the screen's set up. Yes, so, firstly, anyone... this is the main issue to take away from this. Anyone who says I look like this fucking ginger prick gets a slap.
Well, clearly, his hair is shorter than yours.
Well, clearly, but then again, his hair's also thinner than mine. Boom! Hair burn, motherfucker.
Yeah, have you seen his older brother?
Oh, he's fucking bald, yeah. He's like a fucking... Yeah. Which is odd, because his dad isn't really bald. And
Well,
he's,
it
like,
comes
way
in-
older.
Right, but it runs in the mother's side of the family. The baldness gene for men.
Does it?
So you'd have to look at
there you
Diana's
go.
father. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway. Although there is some suspicion that Prince Charles might not have been their father anyway. But that's irrelevant. I think that's
No,
mainly
well,
just
at
a
least-
scurrilous slur against Diana, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Considering the older one,
they
who
were
definitely looks like his dad.
literally both known to be adulterers. They both committed adultery against one another, which I think basically cancels itself out, I think, at that point. Who cares?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. So. Firstly, fuck all royalty. Royalty can suck my fucking ding-dong. That's just to get that out of the way. I'm not defending royalty or royals in any respect whatsoever. Okay? I'm defending two human beings against racialisms.
Yes. By the way, I do have to do a little nod here to Orion in the chat.
Go on.
Kevin loves a different ginger prick, if you get my meaning.
I do, yes. I do. I can't think of a famous ginger person I want to fuck. Anyway, basically, Rory Katz is pretty cool. I don't want to fuck him, though.
Gillian Anderson? Who else is a hottie ginger? I'm not trying to be, like, heterosexual here, but hey, hot ginger guys.
Lee Francis?
Who?
Bo Selector.
Oh, God, no. No. There's a challenge for you. Hot British gingers in the chat. Go.
Oh, wow. Hot British gingers? There aren't any. Paul Scholes. He's
Frankie Boyle.
Frankie Boyle. Frankie Boyle.
He would make you laugh.
Yeah. Well, he would, but also in a quite depressing way.
Well, you never know. He might have like kinky jokes for that time.
Yeah,
like,
maybe.
He might have like really dirty jokes.
Well, I think still one of my favourite jokes of his was he said, "I like to make love to my partner during a thunderstorm so I can pretend I'm taking part in the conception of the Antichrist." It's quite a nice one. Yeah. Which is sort of
Tim
fun.
Minchin is Australian.
And I'll be honest, after I heard that joke, I was having sex during a thunderstorm, and that did pop into my head. And that's a weird having Frankie Boyle pop into your head. All I'll say is it keeps the wolf from the door, lads. Just a little tip for you. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Simply, oh fucking hell! What's his name? Simply Red guy, yeah. Mick Hucknall. Fuck me.
Mick Hucknall, yeah.
Looks like a human being waxwork that's melted.
Edith in the chat is trying to convince us that Tom Hiddleston is a ginger. He just dyes his hair. I don't know if that's true.
No. Oh, there's Rupert Grint. The ginger twat from Harry Potter, who's now an adult, so that's fine now.
Oh, right.
Don't
yeah,
start.
he's a grown-up now.
Yeah.
I mean, he is ginger, but he's not, like... Yeah, I don't know if he's like that.
Burn!
Hot.
You're an ugly cunt, you ginger fuckhead. Shut up! Kristi's burnt you, fun. Fun? Son, whatever. Anyway, so basically, gingers are garbage. No, I'm only joking. I'm only joking. Oh, look at the beard. I can do that joke, okay? Just like fat jokes, I'm allowed. Anyway, so royalty is trash, right? Not defending royalty at all. So, Meghan Markle, formerly an actress. I don't know if will she still do acting at some point? Who knows?
They generally don't.
Yeah. Married old ginger bollocks here. Although I don't know if the carpet matches the drapes, but
You're gonna guess.
I'm gonna guess that it does. You know.
When it goes down the beard, probably goes down his chest. Makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. At what point during the glory trial does it become not ginger anymore? Don't be silly. Now,
when it's grey?
when it's grey, probably. Grey pubic hair would be. The old men must have grey pubic hair, mustn't they?
Of course.
Yeah. That'd be depressing. Oh.
One day you too, Kevin, will have grey pubic hair.
No, I'm shaving it like a fucking turkey.
You're doing your manscaping?
No, not manscaping. I'm going full like it's all going. Like the last chicken on the shelf.
Yeah. So are you gonna wax or use some sort of like clippers? Razor.
Electrolysis.
Ooh.
I don't know, Kristi. I haven't.
Sack and crack, or
I don't know. Does the crack go grey?
oh, I mean everything goes grey once you run out of.
Well, then yes. I'm going to be literally my entire body's going to be completely bald.
No eyebrows.
Like Greg
No,
Louganis.
Yeah, just shave everything.
Anyway. Right. So.
Yeah. Okay. Topic.
Right. Focus.
We've done 10 minutes.
Stop thinking
of
about this
nonsense.
man's fucking furry genitals. Stop it.
Ginger.
Yeah, indeed. So, Prince Harry, who's like, I don't know, about 7th in line to the throne or some dumb shit now. Who cares? Yeah, she married him, he married her, whatever. There was a royal wedding, you may remember. Famous people turned up, including Oprah.
Yeah.
Oprah was there. Although, of course, they revealed that their official marriage took place 3 days before that, and that was basically for show. That was just a parade of nonsense. So. I'm glad we wasted all that public money on it. Yay. Anyway, yes, they lived a brief period in Britain, during which time Meghan Markle, who is a little bit brown, I think that's the technical definition, isn't it? A little bit.
Yes.
Bit brown. Yeah.
Yes, I think that's what they say.
Yes, not entirely white bread.
Not white enough.
No. And so the British press set about destroying her because they're very, very racist, and indeed the British people are equally racist, if not more so in many cases. And so they left because they were being like just racially abused and shit.
Well, in the media.
In the
like,
media,
shit was being they basically it was like it was the media were the bullies, and they decided Meghan was this kid at school that they were going to just torment endlessly.
Yeah.
Endlessly.
Yeah, and it was understandable given that. Harry's mother had been chased to her early grave by that very same media pack, rabble, and now having his wife, 30 years later, having gone through the same experience, but with racial elements added into it, because, Diana was at least white, so they didn't have that on her type thing.
Yes.
So he decided to fuck off. Like they're now living in America. They chased him out of the country. Anyway, and the media have still been trying to dig in their claws constantly about it. So, you know.
Now that she's gone, they still like, oh, don't do any self-reflection. Let's just keep it up and feed this racist hate to our readers because they buy it up and we make money from our racist hate.
Indeed. And they've now been financially cut off from the royal family, which, like, in general, I don't think the royal family should get a fucking penny of public money. But whilst they are getting public money, it seems a bit rough that they're being cut off from it, really. If that makes sense. Like, that's a weird... It's a weird thing to have to say, but, you know, whilst they are getting money, the fact that it's been withdrawn from them is clearly a sign of, like, you've been given the cold shoulder for the brownness thing. Anyway, and just when you thought he couldn't get any more racist, there's a few clips here. This one is particular. This one's the one that's sparking the all of the well, not all of the outrage, but a lot of the outrage, because if there's one thing British people don't like, it's being called racist. And if there's one thing they hate even more, it's being called racist when they have actually been racist. They fucking hate that.
Yeah,
they actually quite like it when you call them racist and they haven't been racist, because then they can go, oh, you lefties just call everyone a Nazi. They love that. The self-important pomposity of it all is fucking amber nectar to them. But when they have actually been racist and they get called out, they don't like it.
Yeah, like Count Dankula.
Yeah.
In those months when I was pregnant, all around this same time.
Oh, can you scooch her to the left?
We have in tandem the conversation of he won't be given security, he's not going to be given a title. And also concern.
Kristi, I can hear you crunching.
Oh, sorry. I had a crack in my nail. My bad. I'll take it off. Yeah, I had to just file a nail down because I had a little chip in it.
I thought you were eating a fucking...
No.
Carrot or something.
I had to, I just like, I'm going to get a... So I was just filing my nail down really quick, but I did it near the mic and I stopped.
Are you doing it? Is it done?
It's done. I mean, it's not done, but it'll be done until the end of the show.
No, just do it. We'll wait.
I'll mute myself. You go ahead. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Conversations about how dark his skin might be when he was born.
Like Bill. Right.
And also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
What? And you're not going to tell me who had the conversation?
I think that would be very damaging to them.
So.
Good for her.
So,
I'm not laughing at the situation. I'm laughing at her political nous in how she's delivering this.
Yeah.
To hold that person accountable without dropping their name. And there's maybe a whole bunch of fucking people who would be like, is that me? Is that me that she's talking about? And they won't know because she didn't say the name.
Indeed. Yes. So, a member of the royal family had a conversation with the father of the as yet unborn Archie Windsor about how dark his skin was going to be.
As if it mattered? Again, to them it mattered. Fucking hell.
Yeah. Literally, they thought he was going to be too dark to be given a royal title. Yeah,
they're basically saying, well, we're going to slim down the royal household now. And so we're no longer going to consider the children of the second youngest child princes or princesses. You're just like minor aristocracy now.
Yeah. It's pretty fucky. I think we can all agree. It's pretty fucky.
Yeah.
Now, like you say, it's political nous not to necessarily mention the name, although that person will be sweating their bollocks off.
Or people.
But I think she said specifically it was one person, but there may have been more, who knows. But she has since clarified, and this was an important clarification, because I was like, it's definitely Prince Philip, the Queen's husband.
Oh, God,
definitely.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because he's like the most racist motherfucker on earth. He is. I don't think there's a single place he's ever been to where he hasn't racially offended someone.
No, every place on the globe.
He's
100%.
A phenomenally racist motherfucker.
And again, that sort of casual, offhanded,
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
He's not trying to be racist. He's just so racist it seeps out of him.
Oh yeah, it's not like he's aggressively going around dropping M-bombs. It's just like, oh, you funny little brown people. Hello. Like, it's just
Oh my gosh,
casual.
look at you doing
like,
such a good job. I didn't realize you were this capable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just really like crazy, fucking out there shit. Anyway, but apparently it isn't. She clarified that it isn't either the Queen or Prince Philip. So it's been narrowed
okay, well, that
down.
still leaves a long list of racist asses in that place.
Yeah, I wonder if it was either Prince Charles or the brother William, who are going to be like the next two monarchs. That's the way, unless they skip Charles, which might happen. He's in his 70s, who knows? But realistically speaking, it's going to be Charles and then him. That would be interesting because that puts them in a very awkward situation with the darker people of Britain. Yeah. Are you trying to be a Foley artist tonight?
A Foley artist?
The people who do the noises for like radio shows.
Sorry, I had to clear my throat. Yeah, I didn't mute myself.
You were rustling paper or something. Like, I don't mind. It's just weird.
Clearly you do, because you've called me on it within seconds, like twice. I just had a paper napkin. That's
do the one where you pull the paper out of the thing to make it sound like a door opening.
Like, I literally just crumpled up a tissue and moved it away.
If at any point in the thing you think you hear a horse in the background, it's going to be Kristi with 2 coconuts.
I'm just going to mute myself. Bye.
Oh, Kristi. Bless you. Have you actually muted yourself? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I said I was muting myself.
Oh, sorry. Well, okay. I was like, oh shit, she actually like just left the call. Oh fuck. Okay.
No.
Anyway, so yeah, racialisms. Thoughts, Kristi?
I think we did that. I think you need another clip now. I think that's how it works. We already talked about this part because I don't have anything more to add about racism with skin color. We kind of covered that.
Well, anyway, suicidal ideation. Trigger warning.
So were you thinking of harming yourself? Were you having suicidal thoughts?
Yes. This was very, very clear.
Wow.
Very clear and very scary. And, I didn't know who to even turn to in that. These are the thoughts that I'm having in the middle of the night that are very clear.
Clarification.
And I'm scared because this is very real. This isn't some abstract idea. This is methodical, and this is not who I am.
Whoa.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on this? Yeah.
Well, this is something we've talked about before with, what's her name? The blonde woman who committed suicide, whose name I've totally forgotten. Flack, Caroline Flack, who was a British TV presenter who was essentially hounded to suicide by the British press last year.
Ah, right. Okay, yeah.
And this is what the British press love to do. And I literally, did I not make the exact point last week? I don't know if you were on the show or whether it was one of my own, but I literally said that the British press would love nothing more than for her to kill herself. They'd fucking love it. It would be perfect. They would get so much content out of it. They'd get rid of the brown girl they don't like, and they'd be like, oh, he lost his mother, he lost his wife, oh, let's hope he marries a white woman. Like, it would be months of free headlines. They'd love it.
Yeah.
Because they're scum. They're absolute scum, the British press. I just want to put that out there.
Since we're on this, okay, so can we have like an honest conversation about suicidal deviation with content warnings, I guess, here?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Yeah, is it pretty unusual? Okay, I guess it's wrong to ask questions. I go through periods where I constantly think about killing myself, and especially like when I have moments of depression. Or not like moments, sometimes months of depression. Yeah, I mean, so for me, the idea of thinking about committing suicide as being something shocking isn't like that. I don't get it because I have it all planned out. Like if I ever were to, like, so again, content warning, go away if this is going to trigger you in any kind of way. But like, I know exactly how I would kill myself. And in a lot of ways, like I figure I would rather do that than like die a painful death. So yeah, and then maybe this is the more terrifying thing is I never tell people, because if I actually want to do it and I tell people, they'll try to stop me.
Yeah.
So, but am I weird? Like, is this unusual to have this sort of like backup plan or dip into this like I want out of all this shit now?
No,
because
certainly not.
Okay.
I think will tell you a lot about me. I use suicidal ideation as a way of controlling depression.
Okay.
I literally,
it's
for me,
escape hatch.
yeah,
for you.
like I'm always in control, even when I don't feel in control, because ultimately I have the final say. And that does actually generally calm me down a little bit and makes me think, okay, like if it ever gets too bad, I can just stop the pain. All of the pain can go away. And that actually does generally just ease me off a little bit. That's fine.
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of people, and to be fair, I think, and this is going to sound a bit grandiose maybe, or a bit like a out there theory, but I think a lot of people who put stuff out on the internet are probably far more likely to think in those ways. I think suicidal ideation and general kind of sort of misfittery, if you will, I think is far more common in internet people. Because this is not a usual, or this is not a thing someone should want to do. I don't think.
Yeah, or maybe, well, maybe, yeah, I don't know about, like, sort of, like, yeah, possibly. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a good sense of, because it's something I fear bringing up and being honest about. Mostly I'm afraid of being honest about it. You know, this is probably the most honest I've been about it in a public forum ever. And I would expect most people would think that I wouldn't have those thoughts, but I absolutely, like, as you say, like, have a set plan. I mean, I'm not going to describe it now because I don't want to like romanticize or anything, but I know exactly what I would, do. So, and so for, I mean, I just, for those people who it's a warning sign to them, I'm very, and I hope they get out of that time and get away from that, because if they can live without suicidal ideation the rest of their lives, that's really good for them. I mean, that's how, I guess you'd say most people want to be.
And not just that, but people, again, you mentioned that you don't, people would think that you don't experience that. You'd definitely think that someone in, like, she lives the lap of luxury, blah, blah, blah. People would think that she probably doesn't, but there's a lot of pressure on people like that as well.
Yeah, and I have to say, none of it ever was from, like, the stress I felt from YouTube. None, because I didn't give a shit what those people thought about me. It's usually, like, when someone I've developed really deep feelings for, like, our relationship doesn't work out. And then, you know, they say, as Joanna Lucas says, some they would say love is a drug. I don't ever want to do drugs again. Like, and so I've had, I guess, real depression after relationship breakups, and it takes me a while to, or not just like just any really significant loss of a relationship that brought me joy, that I thought that I was safe in, and then to be like betrayed and left and all that stuff is, just it taps into other things like from my childhood, and it just takes me to a very like almost like childlike, infantile, out of control, dark place.
You know what you need?
You're going to say dick?
The love of Jesus.
Oh, I wish you would have said dick.
Which one would have been more offensive, dick or Jesus?
Dick
hang on.
is practical.
Both. If he ever comes back again, you can get Jesus dick. Which I've heard is truly divine.
You know, I have heard that if he keeps an erection for more than 4 hours, he doesn't need to see a doctor.
No, he doesn't. I've heard he can literally take you to heaven. That's blasphemous. Good. Fuck 'em. Anyway.
By the way, I see a lot of people in the chat that are sharing their experiences, and I want to thank you guys for, you know, being open and honest and stuff. And I haven't had a chance to look at all of them because some of the times I just need to like look away at 1,000-year stare as I work out my words. But I will go back and look at what you guys have written here.
Yeah, thank you. Genuinely, thank you for your honesty. Yeah, you people are beautiful.
Too. Yeah. Oh, and yours too, Kevin.
No, that's cool. Like I put myself out there. I don't fucking care.
Mm.
Like I'm a nutter. I'm happy to just go with it. I don't hide that shit. It's all. I'm warts and all, blemishes. Anyway.
Good. Well, thank you for your honesty.
This might seem like an inappropriate place to do this, but fuck it, it's happening anyway.
Well, we know this show is an emotional roller coaster, so buckle up, kids.
Indeed it is. Thank you to Jaconti Bollocks for subscribing. 3 months, I'm starting to show. That's a joke.
You're late.
Based on the idea that it's 9 months is a stream, baby. Mm-hmm. So at 3 months, there's a bump there. Yeah. But I'm not paying child support. It's not happening. Thank you to...
You're here to make money.
Exactly. K-Carb for 100 bits. Thank you very much. But no message. But thank you nonetheless. And thank you to the Rabbit Hole Brain for following. You can follow me on YouTube. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Kevin Logan, naturally. KF Logan 1875 on Twitch. You can follow me there or subscribe, which will cost you money unless you've got an Amazon Prime account, in which case you can link your thing to your Twitch, and you get a free subscription every month, and you can send me Jeff Bezos' trillions. That's how it works. Anyway,
if he won't pay taxes, at least he can pay Kevin.
Exactly, yeah. Well, in many respects, I consider myself very much the moral tax man of the world. That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't need to.
Well, yes. We'll come on to see the racist white people who want to be the moral police of the world.
Well, indeed, yes. There's also streamlabs.com/KFLogan1875, which is if you want to get super chat in and a one-off donation, therefore.
Yeah.
Streamlabs.
A one-off something.
Yeah. Streamlabs.com/KFLogan1875. Yes, shilling done, out of the way. We're on to, that's already racist white history, people.
Yeah.
Actually, we got this. Someone sent us this. Should we have a look?
Yeah.
Because it's also Piers Morgan talking shit, which could be quite interesting.
More racism.
Yeah.
What was that conversation? That conversation, I'm never going to share.
Okay, that's weird.
Is it a parody,
Check it out.
So today is International Women's Day, and one of the most famous women on the entire planet, Meghan Markle.
Skip ahead.
What?
I don't need to be shouted at. Skip ahead. Let's see if you can see Pierce anywhere.
Pictured as a child with her mother throwing up Nazi salutes like some kind of... Check it out.
So we have in tandem the conversation of he won't be given security. He's not going to be given
a fighter. What is this? Who sent this to us?
I don't know, but this doesn't seem good. This is bad.
Oh, there's Pierce.
Okay, well.
Just skip it.
Manor. Oh, hang on, wait a minute. No, they didn't do that, did they? They decided to double down and call her a lying, cheating witch. And one of the chief proponents behind this kind of behaviour was man like you're taking the absolute Piers Morgan, who decided to jump on his platform on national TV and call Meghan Markle and Prince Harry a complete bunch of liars, fam. Check it out.
We're now told by Meghan Markle, from the beginning of the relationship, there was just over horrible racism aimed at them.
Yeah.
I just don't buy that. I'm sorry.
When in doubt, just lie. Just say, no, that didn't happen.
Even though you don't know anything about a situation, just decide you know.
Yeah. Especially when you, Piers Morgan, have been very much a part of that smear campaign of racism and lies against them.
Yeah, one of the racist pushers is shocked that she might have experienced some racisms and pretty sure that that's not true. He says, while racist.
Yeah.
Systematic media race campaign against them. I just don't think it's true.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Piers Flaps Morgan. When it comes to racism towards black people, no one cares what you think, bruv. Your opinion on racism is about as relevant as Katie Price's opinion on the string theory, fam. Listen to my man coming like a racism-denying Victor Meldrew, bruv.
What? Racism? I don't believe it.
But thankfully, thankfully we had former UK chat show host Trisha Goddard on hand to put Piers stains in his place, bruv. Check it out.
Why is everybody else such an expert about racism against black people? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Piers. You don't get to call out what is and isn't racism against black people. You can call out all the other stuff. I'll leave you to call out all the other stuff you want, but leave the racism stuff to us,
Exactly, Trisha. Why does this guy think he's an authority on everything when it comes to ethics, yet he's the same guy who was from a tabloid newspaper for hacking children's phones, bruv. This guy's about as ethical as Idi Amin, fam. Piers off, you wanker. But anyway, that's enough of Piers Morgan.
Okay. That was intense. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad we skipped to the end, because the rest of it was just like, it was a little too long and a little too loud. But the content, the points were right on. And I'm really glad I didn't see the Trisha part, so I'm glad I saw that.
Well, I've got a clip of another black woman who I'd never heard of before, and I don't know her name off the top of my head, but speaking on one of these shows. It's in the bookmarks. We'll get to it at some point.
Okay.
And in terms of someone says Lizzie's uncle was a Nazi, let's go back to that pic. Check. Definitely.
Yep,
Boom.
definitely a Nazi. Definitely a Nazi.
Indeed so. Anyway, so having dealt with current day racism and a little bit of historical racism, hello again, it's time for a little bit of a racist white history month, yeah? Kristi? Hello.
Sorry, sorry, I was laughing at what you call this file.
White people.
WYPPEEPO.
White people.
White people. White people.
White people. That's fine.
Okay, do it.
So we're going to be talking about some racist white people.
Yeah.
Well, leave me alone.
White people are too much of the popo.
That's correct.
Too many popo are white people. White people.
Okay, Kristi's gone. I think we've lost her for the rest of the episode now. She's just going to be in the corner going, white popo, which is fun. Anywho, I'm going to drop this link into both of the chitty chats for you, so you can read the full thing, because it's quite long, and I won't read the whole thing to you, partly because it's not necessarily entirely relevant to the subject at hand, but also I'm a lazy fuck. But this is about, because it's International Women's Day, by the way.
It is. Happy International Women's Day.
Merry Women's Mas.
Trans women are women.
They are indeed, and anyone who says otherwise can fuck right off.
Trans rights are human rights.
Indeed. And just like every other holiday, it's also the annual festival where corporations pretend to give a fuck, which is always fun. Some more of that in the bookmarks. But anyway, so as it's Women's Day, I thought we'd take a look at some racist white women from history.
Yep.
Should we do that?
Yeah, right. We want we want representation here. We are social justice, intersectional, neo-Marxist, post-modernists.
We are in the Anglo box as well.
Yeah.
Don't forget. We'll have to show you that.
I don't want to talk about what you do in an evening, Kevin.
Hey-o. Anyway, I will have to show you I got called out. I've been cancelled, Kristi, by Infrared.
What?
It's very funny. We'll get to that.
We have to take a break between racist white people to get to the other. So you have to tell me after this.
We'll do that then.
Okay.
So, this is related to the women's suffrage movement in America during the mid to late 19th century. It's a very good article. You should definitely go and read it. Like I say, I've just linked it in both of the chats for Twitch and YouTube. And specifically, it's about Ida B. Wells, who's a very influential black woman who was incredibly one of the early sort of proponents of civil rights movement and stuff, and of course a women's suffrage person. Anyway, she flew to Britain, and even though the thing she says sounds fucking mental, you kind of get why later. Right, so she flew to Britain in 1893, and she said this.
Oh, okay. Wait, she flew to Britain in 1893? She must have sailed.
Sailed, sorry. No, yeah, apologies. My bad.
Okay. I was like, wow, does she have wings?
Yes, apologies.
Okay.
Yeah. She said, I am in Great Britain today because I believe in that the silent indifference with which she has received the charge that human beings are burnt alive in Christian Anglo-Saxon communities is born of ignorance of the true situation. America cannot and will not ignore the voice of a nation that is her superior in civilization. Unquote. Which is,
who's she talking to?
She's talking to people in Britain, so she's trying to butter them up, basically.
Okay.
Anyway, so she said all of that, right? And then she was speaking specifically about the situation of African Americans, of course. The huge wave of lynchings that had started. This was technically, I suppose, just before the main era of Jim Crow, but laws had started to be passed. Reconstruction was very much at an end.
Okay.
And we'll go down to... Where is the thing? Here we go. Right. Civil rights, temperance and suffrage, an uneasy mix. As the nation approached the 20th century, Wells saw that the spate of racial injustice needed to be addressed in a new and direct manner, through outright protest and self-defence.
Mm-hmm.
That challenged the nation's moralistic Victorian attitudes at the time. Such a grounded stance was also pitted against one of her most formidable American leaders within the movement to gain the vote for... gain women the vote, or suffrage, Frances E. Willard, national president of the Women's Christian Temperance Union, who would eventually get was it 22nd Amendment? The
Prohibition.
Yeah, Prohibition era eventually passed.
I don't remember what number it was. Yeah.
Throughout much of the 1800s, the women's alcohol temperance movement was a powerful force in the greater push towards women's suffrage. Meanwhile, many suffrage leaders, such as Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Cady Stanton, had also championed black equality. Yet, in 1870, the suffragists found themselves on opposing ends of the equal rights battle when Congress passed the 15th Amendment enabling black men to vote, at least in theory, and not women. That measure engendered resentment among some white suffragists, especially in the South. To Willard, giving women the right to vote was the only way to rid the US of the evils of intemperance. She couched the view in the organisation's mission of home protection. It was the view that garnered her much support within the WCTU, which had had 250,000 members and chapters in just about every state.
We should also say at the time, the big reason women cared about temperance was because husbands owned all of the assets. Women had no right to even keep money that they brought into the household for themselves. They would take their paychecks, a lot of men, and would go get drunk with it and then come home and be abusive and violent to the kids and to the wife. And so instead of like thinking, okay, what's the problem with men's lives that they're doing this, they went, alcohol's the problem. We just remove alcohol, then men won't drink and they won't beat up on people. It's very simplistic thinking, but that was kind of the logic of the temperance combining with women's suffrage.
Indeed. So, some racialised language upcoming, people, but that's, it's Racist White History Month. She was willing to court white Southern women at the expense of blacks, even though her parents had been abolitionists. Quote, better whiskey and more of it is the rallying cry of the great dark-faced mobs.
Oh, cricket.
Willard said...
Yes, because of the... Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. No, it's just this idea that black men drink a lot. Well, maybe there was higher degrees of alcoholism because there wasn't proper education. They couldn't get jobs that provided any social or economic mobility. They were targeted by lynch mobs, and they basically had what rights they had gained after the Civil War stripped from them.
Indeed. So that dark-faced mobs bit was from Willard, said in an 1890 interview with the New York Voice, quote, the safety of white women of childhood of the home is menaced in 1,000 localities.
Racist.
Very. That statement and others incensed Wells. She was angered even more by the fact that Willard was considered to be a friend within the black community, in part because of the WCTU chapters had accepted black women as members. But the WCTU president, quote, unhastingly slandered the entire Negro race in order to gain favour with those who are hanging, shooting and burning Negroes alive.
Jeez.
Wells said in her autobiography, Crusade for Life.
Well, this is exactly how the right works in bringing in some people, but then also working against them at the same time.
Yeah.
So, because I guess in this case, some WCTU chapters, she was thinking, oh, this will help my movement in terms of getting, more power. But at the end of the day, I'll throw these women under the bus because of their skin color. That's where my identity is.
Indeed. And that is basically the gist of it. Like I say, I'll link it again in the chat if anyone wants to go and check it out. But that's basically the gist of the first.
Can you go a little bit farther down? Giddings, who wrote the biography, Ida.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Giddings, who wrote the biography, Ida, A Sword Among Lions, says that Wells knew that in order to bring change, she needed to expose the truth. Too many white liberals were doing nothing to oppose crimes against black Southerners. She was also pushing to gain financial and political backing from the British people.
Yeah, too many white liberals doing nothing to oppose crimes against black people. Gee, how little has changed.
Quite so. Cutting from Ms. Winters.
Well, in doing research for tonight's show, I came across a study that I want to go back and look at. But they did some academics did an analysis of like white allyship in universities, and they had 3 main conclusions. I read the abstract; that was the most, that's all I had time for. But one of the things that really, really struck home as completely true is that I think it was more white men in this case, like how much when they say they're allies, what do they do? And she said, white men in these administrative and faculty positions at universities want to be allies on the individual level, but not on the institutional level.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Because then you don't have to actually make really difficult decisions. Mm-hmm. You just have to, say hello to black people in the hall or whatever.
Yeah, this is so terrible. I feel so bad for you. Isn't this wrong? But then at the faculty senate meetings, not making any proposals to change policy.
Indeed.
All right, so yes, we're going to take a pause in the racist white people here. Going to get caught up on some Kev drama.
Indeed. We aren't going anywhere. Oh, no, it's... Yeah, sorry, I think...
So can you give me a little bit of the background while you look for this? Can you talk and seek at the same time?
Can I talk and seek? That's a good question, Kristi. Yeah, this is the one. Hang on. Right, so, Infrared is a friend of the show. He's been on,
You had a very polite conversation.
We had a very polite conversation.
If people want to go back and watch it, what was the title of that show?
Well, my phone's just going off there, so that's what that noise was.
Kevin, are you trying to do an ASMR show or some sort of like? Why do you do like a little sad rabbit motion?
That's my taking the piss noise. That's the way it works, Kristi. I'm doing
and where do the hand motions? Do you always do those?
Yes.
So to take Kevin and put one of those filters on him like a little bunny, and
yeah,
make him make that noise.
I've got worse teeth than a rabbit, to be fair. Yeah.
I don't know how many rabbit's teeth have you looked at.
Loads. What's weird about looking at rabbits? That's like they're just
teeth.
They're cute. Yeah, when you see rabbits
you only
eating.
See the front two. You only see the front two. How do you know what the rest of their mouth is like?
I'm a rabbit dentist. I'm one of the greatest rabbit dentists of his generation, Kristi. Anyway.
All right. So anyway, yes, friend of the show.
Yeah. What did I call it? I called it something like. Hang on. I'll go on to my fucking thing.
Some dickhead.
No, I think I'll call it schooling a tanky on Stalin being a nonce or something. It was some shit like that. Hang on. Nonce, by the way, is a British slang for pedophile.
Because Stalin was.
Because Stalin was a pedophile, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I called it... where are we? It's here somewhere. Schooling tanky on Soviet imperialism and Stalin being a nonce.
Great. Because Kevin is very subtle in his language application.
And snappy. Very pithy.
Yeah, you're not quite sure if he's insulting you.
They call me Laconic Logan. That's how it works. Anyway... yes, so friend of the show, tanky dipshit, fucking genocide-denying piece of garbage.
Sorry. In the chat, Nick Hayden just wrote, Rory Cat's gang is rising.
Rory Cat's gang is rising. Can I get some R's in chat for Rory rising? That's, by the way,
that's going to be a new thing.
Based on, because he goes, infrared is rising every 5 fucking minutes. And also, what else did he say? Oh, yeah, my new name is Dylan Logan.
Yes, Dylan.
We've been through this. He was talking to a guy called Dylan Burns, awesome chap. You should definitely go and follow on Twitch and YouTube and all that. It was the day after he talked to me, and so he got the 2 names mixed up and called me Dylan Logan, which is very funny. So I'm now Kevin Logan, Kurt Logan, and Dylan Logan.
Yeah, I mean, this tactic the couple Marxists I've known have this tendency, I don't want to say tactic, but when they want to describe something they have this really complicated thing in their minds. And so when you ask them what seems to be to you a very simple and direct question that should just take 1 or 2 sentences, they sort of like paint with words this elaborate landscape that, you know, instead of like being a snapshot, wants to cover a wall. And in doing so, they gish gallop in so many assumptions and assertions that when it's your turn to answer, you don't actually have a straight answer to work with, to respond to, and you end up like getting distracted and going off in different directions. I find it quite frustrating.
Yeah, indeed. Anyway, this isn't really anything like that. He
but just as a point of pet peeve of Kristi's.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. Yeah. We had that nice conversation, and he seems rather put out that after that nice conversation, I wasn't necessarily as nice to him as he wanted me to be. So
you hurt his feelings, Kevin.
I did. I hurt his feelings.
There's no army like ours. And Thought Slime, you on my radar, boy. You on my fucking radar. You will debate me. You will debate me. It will.
Calling out Thought Slime there. That's just... I don't think he will debate you, bro. I don't
Why?
think so.
Why would they?
Also, look at his chat there. Glory to the DPRK. Look, eat my ass. Fuck's sake.
Will happen. You can't keep running and ducking and hiding. We know you know about us. We know you know about us. I saw it in your eyes. You know about us, Thought Slime. You're not gonna keep running from us. You will face infrared.
He's so ridiculous.
He is.
Can you pause it? Is he looking at a different camera on a different stream?
No,
is
I think
why he's...
that's his camera here, obviously pointing out, and he's looking, I think, at like a laptop or computer screen.
What you need? You don't need fucking notes for this.
No, well, I think he's looking at the chat or something. Maybe, I don't know. So maybe something like that.
You know, I don't quite get this whole don't address your audience directly angle on the camera here. I have to say, it's perplexing to me.
Well, before we had our chat, he was looking at the camera and threw his shoe at the camera. He literally threw his shoe at the, and it was just the Austin Powers line, "Who throws a shoe?" just instantly popped into my head. So that's where I'm at.
All right, because I guess maybe this is his good side. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
We are gonna debate Thought Slime. Because he needs to put some respect on the name of the Tankies. You know what I'm saying? They call us Tankies like it's an insult. I'd rather be a Tanky than a fucking snowflake.
Well, you are snowflake, sweetie.
I'd rather be a tank. I'd rather be a lion than a fucking chicken shit sansoy little bitch. But they say I'm a tanky. Oh, I'm a tanky. Yeah, I'm a tanky. Yeah, I'm a tanky. We're riding that tank, mowing down the fucking snowflakes. Fuck them.
Okay, I have an alternative theory. I think he's got a mirror. Not a laptop.
He literally just, I'm fucking hard.
No. I can see this guy in the gym doing his, his dumbbells, doing his lifts, and then just sort of like strutting around. Just like looking at his guns. I'm such a fucking man. I'm such a fucking man. Look at my bagoon. Yeah. Just because, just fragility. Just reeks of fragility.
Oh, yeah, no.
But that's my theory. He's got a mirror there.
This is some tiny dick energy right here.
And deplatform us and shit. And they fucking failed.
Looks so pleased with himself.
I see.
See, now I think he's looking at his laptop.
Sansoy, hey, I know you're watching. All these fucking bitches on Twitch trying to get clout off of us. Kevin Logan, I schooled you. I fucking schooled you. You bluff.
He did. Can I get some S's in chat? Because I've been schooled. I've been schooled by this man. Definitely.
In the apologia for child pedophilia from Stalin, I mean, I don't know if anyone's been that explicit defending him before on your show.
I don't think so. I think that's the first time I've had someone on who's defended the rape of children, yes.
Yeah. So, checkmate atheist.
Yeah, exactly. No, I've been schooled. I've been schooled in child rape apologia. I'm not sure I needed to be, but, thank you, question mark?
Yeah.
Fucking bitch. Talking all that shit because you need viewers, because you don't have any content.
Oh yeah, your 2,000 subscribers. I'm really. Oh, you're the reason that people. Yeah, absolutely. People know who you are. What the fuck? Shut up. You can't. When you've got 2,000 views. Again, I don't give a fuck what viewer number anyone has. That's irrelevant to me. I'll have on a person with 10 viewers or 10 million viewers. I don't give a fuck. The point is, you can't flex on me, bro, when you've got 2,000 fucking subscribers and I've got 17,000. That doesn't work. We know how big numbers are, and my number is bigger than your number. So if you want to play big dick competition, which you shouldn't, you'll lose.
Also, well, you haven't been banned from YouTube lately.
I have. Well, he was banned from Twitch technically.
From Twitch. You haven't been banned from Twitch yet.
I haven't been banned from Twitch. Well, yeah, but the important word is yet. I think.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it's inevitable, but you know.
I don't know. We did this show and we had like 15 or 50 people watching. We're still doing. I mean, we do this for us. You know, because we,
exactly.
Yeah, more than, sorry, we do it for, I like talking to Kevin. I mean, I'm happy to let you guys watch, but mostly I'm here because Kevin makes me laugh.
Hang on, we talking about the show now, or is that a different thing you want people to watch?
Yeah.
What?
I'm being nice to you.
I'm being nice to you.
Well, good. We're in a nice off then.
Yeah, I'm way
Fine.
nicer.
Fine.
Anyway. So, let me... clearly, I need to grift off this man's enormous audience for clout. So let's hear what he has to say.
Oh no! Wait, Kevin, can you do the infrared strut for us, please?
What?
I want you to like get up and like sort of like strut around and then lean into the mic and just and say that.
Hang on, I'm getting the feeling of kink situation now. Am
If
I
I
just
throw money
fulfilling
at
some
you?
weird shit?
If I throw money at you, would that help?
To angle the camera up, I think, or something. Just, like, hang on. Does that work at all? I don't even know. Like,
yeah.
I killed you. I am Skeletor. Thank you.
Perfect. I couldn't tell which was which.
Anyway, I fucked my camera up now. Anyway, there we go. That'll do. Bollocks to it. Right.
If you want to see Kevin do more of that, you have to throw money at him.
Yeah, exactly. I will dance for money. Fuck it.
I did a teaser. Did a freebie.
Exactly. And scene.
Oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He has no clue what he's talking about. But every time you try...
That's how I sound, apparently.
What?
He was doing an accent. Did you miss the accent?
Yes, go back. That was an accent.
Yeah,
okay.
This is what I sound like, apparently, to him.
All that shit because you need viewers, because you don't have any content. Oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He has no clue what he's talking about. But every time you tried to test me, you failed. You bluffing bitch.
Can I get some BBs in chat for bluffing bitch, please? Let's have that.
Beach. Even. Yeah, he just went plummy. Like that. You're not plummy.
No, I'm not. In any real sense whatsoever.
Oh, yes. Please dance money.
Is it please dance money? Hang on. 100 bits. You need to deep throat the mic to give us the full infrared experience. Bluffing bitch. 100. Okay. What shall I say? I don't even know what to say.
What did he accuse you of saying? I don't know.
I don't know either. Anyway, Dylan Logan is a piece of shit. There you go. You're very welcome. Thank you for the 100 bits as well.
You fat fucking slob. You act civil in our debate, but then you go about talking shit.
Have you seen Kevin?
You acted civil, and then you called it Tanky Educates KF Logan. When my name is Dylan, you fucking idiot.
Also, like, have you seen Kevin's show? He talks shit about people, and then if you're civil. I mean, you had several civil conversations. You had some very uncivil conversations with Sargon in which he said I was rude when you were the one who was rude. But
I was saying like his child wasn't his and stuff. Like, and he was like, Kristi, stop being rude. Which, by the way, I have no idea who. Like, he's probably his kid. I don't fucking care. But the point is, I was just trying to insult him, and he was like, "Kristi, why are you being so aggressive?" Kristi was just laughing. Like, what? Anyway, yeah.
Oh, he doesn't know a god. He has no idea what he's talking about. He has no idea.
Yeah, well, you didn't know about Stalin, did you?
It's all a bunch of gibberish. It's all a bunch of word salad. It's all meaningless. None of it means anything. No, you just...
That's what I talk like. I sound like that. That's very much what I sound like.
Yeah, you're the one who schooled him on Stalin's pedophilia, which he just danced around and tried to excuse.
Well, no, it's fine, because apparently it's not the same culture as the pedophilia that was happening with the posh Russians at the time, so it was fine.
Well, he can find any reason, to justify it if he wants to be a piece of shit. But to say that you didn't know what you were talking about when he was the one who got schooled, I don't think so.
Yeah, I also got him to admit that the Eastern European countries were like the satrapies of the Persian Empire, and then he was like, "But it's not imperialism." It's literally called the Persian Empire, dude. I mean, I don't know what else you want from it.
Empire.
It's empire.
It's in the name.
Yeah, exactly. It's literally they put it in the name because that's what it is.
It was.
Yeah. Crazy.
Like the Roman Empire.
Yeah, well, he denies that. He also said Genghis Khan wasn't imperialist.
What?
Yeah. He's an idiot. He's a fucking idiot, is the point.
And here's the other thing, too. Like, occasionally you do have to use very specific terms. And there is a language of academia where people who speak use terms, but they understand what the other person means because they've read the same books, right?
Yeah.
And so if you're going to come on here and use a bunch of very theoretically constructed within a specific ideological framework language, and then go, "You're so stupid, you don't understand." Like, well, no, the problem is you haven't explained it enough for someone who hasn't read it to understand. So you're the one who is capable of communicating. You're hiding behind these concepts, but you're not willing to actually explore them with people,
Yeah, but imperialism is quite a broad term. It encompasses several different forms of government. But it's basically your relation to other countries, in essence. So it doesn't really matter what government structure you have. Like, you could have an emperor, or a king, or even a prime minister or president.
Yeah,
that
the British Empire.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to pull up imperialism, because I don't know if it has one meaning when it's capitalized and one meaning when it's just sort of a policy of extending a country's power and influence through colonization, use of military force, or other means.
Yeah, because there's economic imperialism too.
Yeah.
Which is largely what China's doing, but China's also invading places too. Look at the people of northern India and tell me that they're, ask them whether China's doing some invading stuff. Yeah, they are. Anyway, the finest voice actor of his generation is going to do another great British accent.
Our show can't hold a candle to his accents and his impressions.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, let's listen to more of
I want to see his Paul Joseph Watson.
Hey up, love. I don't know what you're talking about. Aye.
Just a fucking idiot. You're a peanut brain fucking idiot is your problem.
I am. That is true.
You fucking dumbass.
True. Owned.
And you're not getting another... Actually, if you challenge me, maybe I will give you another debate.
I'm not giving you... No, I will give you another debate. It's almost like you're trying to grift off my audience. You're a fucking idiot.
Brilliant.
Why would I want to talk to you again? You're a simpleton. There's no point. If you ever grow up, it might be worth talking to you, but until then...
I think you've had your decades capacity of child predation defense on your channel.
I think so.
For the next decade.
I think so. Also, I like this. They don't know where I'm from, clearly, because someone in the chat says, Aussie Vosh simp Anglo-boxed. This person
it's
knows...
an Anglo-box.
Yeah, exactly. It's a... little big fish, little fish, Anglo-box. Anyway... also, Vosh simp. That's interesting. This person knows me very well.
Yeah, the number of times we've criticized Vosh on this channel.
I literally did a stream last night where I was laughing at him and Mike from PA because they were drama shit. So I was just laughing at them. So, yeah, but I'm a simp for Vosh, clearly.
Yes.
accurate description. Sorry. Accurate description.
But it's not going to be a nice one this time. And I'm going to challenge your knowledge. Because to say somebody doesn't know what they're talking about assumes you know something. You know a thing or two. And I want to test your knowledge, boy. Little bitch, Kevin Logan.
Boy. I love that. Boy. You're 24. I'm 33. I'm not the boy here, am I? Dickhead.
The fuck do you know, huh? You didn't know a goddamn fucking thing about the topics I brought up when we were talking.
I did.
Just the way he's holding his Yeti is just weird to me.
Yeah.
It's just, it looks like he's a lounge singer. A very angry lounge singer.
Yeah. Or he's resting it on the head of his erect penis.
When he talks about you, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely at the very least nursing a semi. At the very least, he's conjured a 3/4 pipe, definitely.
Hey, Infrared, if you really want to catch Kevin out, you should clip parts of this show where we're mocking you and play them back to Kevin to call him out so he can laugh at our jokes again.
Yeah. Also, thanks for the views because you're clearly watching, you little bitch. I'm glad you're entertained. Dickhead.
You don't know shit. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And I've been at this for years and years and years not being in public. And I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yes,
when this is all I fucking devoted my life to is this shit. This shit that I'm talking about. I've
devoted my entire life. I'm 24. That's not that impressive,
it's like 4 years, Kevin.
Yeah. I've been an adult for a whole 6 years. I've devoted my entire life.
I've been reading big brain books for like 5 years.
Yeah,
3
exactly.
years.
Like, and don't get me wrong, to any young people in the chat, firstly, grow up. Literally, that's how time works. And second, no, I'm only joking.
Wait.
I don't care. Yeah. That's what you can be as young as you like. But you can't try and out-experience someone who's nearly a decade older than you. That doesn't work. Again.
Yeah, and I don't remember him bringing any receipts to that show.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
He just didn't. Yeah. He's just full of shit, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But he does do a pretty spot-on Kevin Logan accent. That is true.
My whole fucking life to it, and he says I don't know what I'm talking about. What a fucking idiot.
True.
Of course I know what I'm fucking talking about.
Correct.
Why would I be so specific in what I'm talking about? You think it's random? You think it's fucking random? No, there is a consistent thread across everything I say.
Yeah, it's stupidity.
Well, also volume.
Yeah, volume and stupidity. He's the most consistently loud idiot on the internet. So. Yeah,
someone said angry Zoomer. Yeah.
Basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
A consistent thread. You're just too stupid to see it.
No, I saw it.
I saw through it.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Mr. Bamboozle. I'm not debating your bitch ass.
Anyway, he moves on to someone else.
Wait. Oh, is that someone else?
Yeah,
okay. Someone he won't debate.
Yeah.
Is this the whole here's who I will and won't debate show? Is that what he did for 4 hours?
Well, probably. But this is what he does, right? He claims that everyone else is trying to grift off his audience, even though his audience is a fraction of mine. But the point
and tankies?
Yeah, and tankies, yeah. And he literally won't go on and debate anyone who's smaller than him. Because, why would he bother? Because he's literally just...
He's too big for that?
Yeah. Oh, that's good in there, chat. Anglogan. That works. That does work. Dylan Anglogan. Nice. Anyway, so yeah, that's Infrared's nonsense. Should we move on to Kristi's racist white people thing?
Yeah, I gotta get my thing all stood up here. Gotta do my thing. I wasn't quite ready for that.
No, that's
Did you give me 2 minutes notice? That's fine. Yeah, mine is to do more with a racist. Well, it's Racist White People Month, not History Month. So we're doing both living history and not living history.
It's history in the making.
Yes, if you want to say that.
Thank you to Hollywood, however you pronounce that, for following on Twitch. Thank you.
All right, let me get to my bookmarks.
Is Kristi, you have shared, so I can go.
I have. All right, so my focus today is what I'm calling white think. Here's the summary of it, right? Ah, damn it! Where's my tweet? Sorry, I gotta go to my profile. By the way, here is me in my new glasses. I look so cute. Why can't I go to the fucking profile? No, not fuck.
Kristi, it's there. You go to the people thing. Look.
It's the people thing. Oh, the people.
Yeah, the little image.
That should be contacts.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Well, Kristi should get some fucking contacts, eh? Because bad eyesight.
Yes.
That's a bad eyesight joke.
Education, when you're a white supremacist, what's been done to them is very dangerous. So during American slavery, white men, I should say it should be in the Americas here, but, well, I'd mention black Americans later, but white guys made it illegal to teach black people to read or write. Could literally get you killed in that time. And then when they had to, actually start treating black people as somewhat like citizens, then they organized it and defunded segregated black schools so that they had inadequate textbooks and inferior stuff so that they didn't properly learn. And of course, you couldn't get to university. And that's also been now pushed back. So now that we have like a couple generations of black Americans who've had better access to, not perfect, of course, uniformly, but have access to education that white people had and access to universities, they're learning about their history and they're talking about their history and they're analyzing the power relations in that history. So now white people have to make it illegal to teach history.
Just as an interesting aside, sort of connected to the idea of not teaching people to read and write, a lot of very rich, powerful people tried to suppress and destroy the creation of the printing press for exactly that reason. That as soon as you had the printing press, they'd learn to read and write and stuff and be able to communicate. Peasants would be able to communicate and over distances and things, which they obviously were against.
Things. Yeah. All right, so more specifically, I found 3 examples just in looking in the 5 minutes before or hour before the show. New Hampshire lawmakers debate banning schools from teaching about systemic racism and sexism.
Is this from the free speech crowd, is it?
Oh, these, yeah.
Oh, hang on. Well, that's...
It's from these experts.
Well, I think this is definitely a moment to get my cock out as well.
Okay.
If you ask me.
Just fuck off. I didn't have this problem last time.
This is Josh.
Conservatives of cancel culture. Cocks. And penis.
Well, we both talked all the way through that. So...
Anyway.
Worthwhile intros.
Sorry. Again, I was really distracted.
I was talking as well.
The whitelisting.
Fine.
Yeah,
anyway, basically,
the
conservatives are cancel culture. Conservatives love cancelling people or ideas. Learning.
Correct. So look at these experts. This is a group of experts in systemic racism and sexism. I don't know who Rep. Jean Judy is.
Is that the only black person there, I think?
Yeah, it looks like. And the rest are very, very white people.
Mike O'Brien looks... I mean, I don't know him, but he looks racist.
All right. So, yeah. New Hampshire lawmakers are debating a bill that would prevent educators from teaching about systemic racism and sexism in public schools and state-funded programs.
But we need to stop the cancel culture.
Mm-hmm. HB 544, titled An Act Relative to the Propagation of Divisive Topics.
You can't talk about divisive topics.
No, not in a free speech country.
No, that's terrible. No, we can only talk about ideas that we all agree on because cancel culture is bad.
And what we agree on is that white people are awesome and can never be criticized, but everybody else in every other group can, and so can white people that they don't like.
Yeah, tell you what's not divisive: sacking black people for peaceful protest. Am I right? Am I right, peeps? Am I right?
The bill seeks to limit public schools, organizations, or state contractors from discussing topics related to racism and sexism, and would specifically ban the teaching that the state of New Hampshire or the U.S. is racist or sexist.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
This is white speak. This is white speak. This is when we can't speak ill of white supremacy.
Well, not just that, but it's what kind of bullshit totalitarianism is this? You can't know. We're not going to allow you to say things in classrooms.
You can't teach kids ideas that are historically accurate.
Yeah.
It will make white people feel bad.
Well, yeah, because that basically means you can't teach about virtually any part of American history accurately.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, exactly. I mean, the start before the revolution, but slavery is bound up with every political decision, basically, of note in the history.
I'm now thinking to myself, how would you put together a syllabus for the American Civil War without mentioning racism?
Well, I guess, you can't criticize slavery then, or mention that it was only black people who were slaves.
But that would be divisive to even mention slavery. So how would you even begin that? Why did they secede, miss? Well, the southern states' rights, about what? Stuff. Just things, reasons. Anyway, moving on. Battle of Gettysburg. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You want to hear what Representative Keith Ammon, a Republican from New Boston, who introduced the bill, had to say?
Is that better than Old Boston?
Well, yeah, because it's whiter.
Probably. Although Boston's pretty fucking white, to be fair.
Yeah, but New Hampshire is even more fucking white.
Like David Ortiz doesn't even live there anymore.
Yeah. Quote, this puts guidelines on what the limits are, especially under the auspices of the state apparatus. What are the limits in presuming that someone was born to be an oppressor, or someone was born to be oppressed because of their sex? If that's the assumption we're going to make as a society, then we are never going to get to unity. We're never going to get to unity by acknowledging racism and sexism, Kevin.
No.
Unity is white patriarchy. Come on.
Look, Kristi, it's a well-known saying around these parts. The way to learn from things and move past them is to sweep them under the rug and forget they ever existed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fine.
Republicans Glenn Cordelli of Tuftonboro.
That's not a real fucking place. Behave yourself.
And Jason Osborne of Auburn co-sponsored the bill. Oh, am I surprised two white guys who are Republicans sponsored this bill?
I'm surprised too, because they're very against cancel culture, I heard.
Oh, and then, of course, then people had to show up with their shitty opinions. But some of them are like, many of those who spoke in favor of the bill called critical race theory indoctrination and claiming that teaching it in the school promotes reverse racism.
I'll tell you what isn't indoctrination. Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's not indoctrinating an entire young people for the entirety of their fucking formal education. No, it's just a nice thing to do. It's just nice. Yeah, it's fine.
So that's New Hampshire today.
Fuck me. This is from the Freeze Peach people.
This is from the Constitutionalists. Right, this is from Iowa. Iowa public schools and colleges couldn't require diversity and inclusion training.
You almost certainly have to shift that one over, I think.
Oh, yes, I probably am. How about there? Better?
I don't know. I'm trusting you to know.
I'll assume that that's better no matter how far over it was.
It was roughly in the same place the others were, so if that was fucked, it's all fucked.
Okay, exactly. Iowa's public schools and colleges couldn't require diversity and inclusion training that teaches, quote, divisive concepts. You noticing a theme here? You noticing a sort of like white speak description
I'm
of
noticing a lot
historical
of
facts?
Strong patriotism, Kristi, is what I'm noticing.
Oh, that's it, yes. Such as that Iowa is, quote, fundamentally racist or sexist.
Oh, come
unquote.
on, that's all Iowa is. What are you talking
about? Republicans are moving through both chambers. Now, do you know that do you see how these bills are using the exact same language?
Yeah, it's almost like they've been put together by the same fucking people.
Like ALEC. Yeah. This is the conservative group that basically brings in Republican state legislators and gives them cookie-cutter legislation to go back to their states and try to pass.
Yep. It's a genuinely worrying, slightly dystopian organization.
Yes. So Representative Stephen Holt, another Republican, surprise, surprise, said such training goes against efforts over the past several decades to, quote, get to the point where we don't see skin color.
Well, no, where we pretend not to see skin color. Because everyone sees skin color. Even literally colorblind people can see the difference between a white person and a black person.
Negating somebody's skin color in America means that you don't want to see their oppression. If they're not white.
Yeah.
I'm nice to you, so why are you complaining?
Because that's the thing.
I don't see color.
We don't see skin color. you don't literally mean you don't see skin colour. It's just you're pretending not to.
Oh, your sweetheart's in the chat, Kev.
Oh no, is he? Has. Oh, my little baby boy. My little baby bird. Anyway, we're doing this. I'll respond to that fucking douchebag in a second. Continue your piece.
Okay, all right, yeah, we'll deal with that. Right, yes, critics of some of the stuff that's being taught these days seems to turn on its head that by virtue of the individual's sex or race, if you're white, you're automatically this thing or the other thing. That is unacceptable. Oh, you mean like the Constitution, where it limited all the power to propertied white men of a certain age? Yeah. That kind of limiting on sex and race?
Yeah.
Sir?
Also, we're not saying you are a thing. We're saying that society entitles you to certain things. Informally, of course, legally speaking, everyone's perfectly equal and blah, blah, blah. But we know that that's not how that fucking works out in reality. So, you know.
Yep. Oh, look at this. Here's Arkansas.
Is this going to be the same thing again?
Actually, I don't know, because every time I looked at the other two and they said, you have 2 free articles left this week. And I was like, shit, I need one for the show. So I couldn't check anything
Kristi,
after I looked at it.
You need 1 for the money, 2 for the show,
All
3
right,
to get ready, and
ready.
go cat go.
Go cat go. Don't you
step on my shoes. Talking of racist white people stealing black people's shit.
Oh, yeah. And making money off of it.
Indeed.
So this is from January 24th of 2021. 2 bills filed in the Arkansas legislature last week would allow for state funding to be restricted from going to schools with certain courses, events, or activities dealing with race, gender, or other social groups. Let's see. The bill sponsor said the proposed legislation doesn't aim to hamper the teaching of white history. I added that, including about events such as the civil rights movement.
Well, that seems odd, because it definitely does seem aimed exactly at hampering the teaching of history. Literally, it's aimed at that. That's the only reason it's there. Yes. Also, I want to ask these fucking dipshits, any one of them, what's critical race theory?
Oh, God. Yes.
And just see
I didn't see this. I just saw
the
this
plethora of bullshit they'll spew forth. Because no 2 of them will say the same thing again. What?
All right. I'm going to need everybody to get their seatbelts on and buckle in, because I'm going to read this quote, which is ridiculous. This is from Representative Mark Lowry, our Mamul.
Not a real place.
Yeah. Quote, I think it's appropriate and correct to present that information to students. What is not appropriate is being able to theorize, use specifically critical race theory. You can't theorize about history, Kevin.
No.
You can't have explanations of why things happened. That's dangerous.
You just teach dates. That's all you do.
Yeah.
You just go, Battle of Gettysburg, this date. Abraham Lincoln shot this date. You don't tell them why, because that's theorizing.
Oh my God!
So it's literally just a timeline of things that happen.
It's inappropriate to be able to theorize.
Also, aren't you saying that by saying critical race theory is wrong, that you're there theorizing that there's a different theory of history that should be taught? That's you literally theorizing upon history, Mr. Lowry, you dipshit.
I just critical race theory. Ultimately, it is a frame of reference of looking at the way and the extent to which white animus, white fear, white need for control, and white supremacy have influenced policies and outcomes. Just like economics and how capitalism frames certain economic decisions and explains why certain things happened and other things didn't because of people's attitudes and the structure of power. And the idea that someone is going to say in a school you can't apply theory to, that's like saying you couldn't apply theory in the science classroom. My mind is blown. My mind is fucking blown by how these people are being elected and determining our educational policy. Tommy Tuberville went up when discussing some of the reforms to the federal, the Department of Education, saying that education decisions should be made locally. That motherfucker didn't know the 3 branches of government. He is not entitled to have an opinion on what quality education is. And yet these are the people who are making the laws about what can and can't be taught.
But Kristi, as it says, it's critical race theory. It's just a theory. Yeah. Teach the controversy.
The theory of gravity.
Teach the controversy.
So, basically, according to a draft of the bill available Friday, public schools should not include in the programs of instruction or any courses, classes, events, or activities that promote to overthrow of the U.S. government, promote division between, resentment of, or social justice for a particular group.
Fuck?
Should I say that again?
Yeah.
Public schools shall not include in their programs of instruction any courses, classes, events, or activities that promote the overthrow of the U.S. government, and then colon, like they're going to do a list of things that will overthrow the U.S. government. Promote division between, resentment of, or social justice for any particular group. Are designed primarily for the students of a particular ethnic group. Oh, you mean all of education right now is that it's framed for white people?
But white people aren't ethnic, Kristo.
Yeah. Or advocate the solidarity of or isolation of students based on a particular characteristic. Don't see your suffering in others who have like your same status or location in society, because then you'll get together and you'll want to change it. And we can't have that.
This is really dystopian.
Yes.
The implications on education for bullshit like this. This is like a new McCarthyism.
Yes. Yes.
This is precisely what this is. This is a new...
Trump...
I'd call it a red scare, but it's more like a black scare. Mm-hmm. Basically.
No, Trump might be gone, but his fascist movement is continuing. This is what is like Trumpism on the local level.
Yeah. Oh, so the bill makes exemptions for the Holocaust, instances of genocide, not against the Native Americans, because that'd be divisive.
No.
And the historical oppression of particular groups. Blah, 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 blah. Okay.
And the historical oppression, are you going to link that to now oppression? Or is that just something that happened in the past? Slavery, it was like 150 years ago. It's fine.
Yeah. Colin Kaepernick happened like 4 years ago. It's fine. It's fine.
So, that is my racist white people contribution for the day. And there was one more thing that I should mention, which was just to point out that because I also am a rather a fan of Tim Wise, and one of the things that he posted actually was that during the New Hampshire debate, one of the legislators cited him, and I just wanted to go through this because I thought it's 9, no, 10. I won't go all the way, but I'll retweet this whole thread because it's good.
Go on, just put the tip in.
If you bash cancel culture and scream about free speech but support states or school districts banning material they deem influenced by critical race theory, or really anything that says racism has been a central feature of U.S. history, and inarguable truth, by the way, you're a fraud.
True. That's just completely correct. You are a fucking fraud.
Mm-hmm. A committee in New Hampshire just passed out a bill to do this. One proponent of the bill cited a lecture of mine as being used in some classes as the reasons why. What was the offending material that hurt this snowflake's feelings so much? Let's see. He cites 3 points in the lecture. First, he says he was mad because I said, quote, rich white people tell working class white people that their enemies are black and brown, and that's the whole history of America, unquote. Well, it's just true.
You can't say that. That's the Republicans' fucking election strategy. You can't give the game away, Tim. Behave yourself, mate.
Can't say that out loud.
No. You're saying our quiet bit out loud. Stop.
Yeah. Indeed, the creation of the concept of the white race itself was for this purpose.
Yep.
To convince piss-poor peasants of European descent that they were on one big team versus Africans and indigenous people. Who did that and why? Rich white folks to stifle class rebellion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Precisely. Literally precisely the case, yes.
Mm-hmm. It's really not an arguable point. But to these people seeking to ban critical race theory, which, by the way, that argument isn't really a part of, it's racist because it casts aspersions on the actions of white people. Okay, let's see what else bothered this guy. Next, he was mad at me saying, quote, let's be clear, our ancestors from Europe were the losers of their societies.
That's true. That's just true. The people didn't go on the Mayflower because they were like, well, we had it sweet in England, but fuck this noise, we're off. No, they were driven out by religious intolerance, amongst other things.
Or their religious, radicalism.
Yeah.
A lot of Catholics couldn't practice, so their country they fled. But they were also very intense, and they were total religious bigots against Protestants in the colonies. Yeah. It wasn't like a religious freedom, utopia in America. It was just everybody could be their own religious bigot.
No, against Catholics.
That was their freedom.
You said against Protestants. You meant against Catholics.
Well, Catholics could be biased against Protestants in Maryland, for instance.
Oh, okay. I'm with you.
Yeah, the colonies were
the originals who turned up weren't Catholic. Just
no. 7. Wait. Oh, right. Sorry, I had to go back after the losers of their society. Now, if that was the entirety of what I'd said, that would be weird. But the point I was making is that white folks typically misremember our immigration story. Contrasted with today's brown-skinned migrants, we fashion a false narrative of freedom-loving people who all spoke English, clean fingernails, and were highly skilled. But we weren't. The folks that, like that, the winners in Europe, didn't leave. Winners never leave.
Exactly. Why would they leave? They've got it fucking made. You only leave when you have to.
Yeah. Those who migrate from one place to another are the ones who were losing back home. And as I said in the speech, there's no shame in that. Not for our white ancestors and not for brown folk today. I was arguing that we should see ourselves in the other, and the other in us. How is that racist? It isn't. The guy complaining is an illiterate hack. Finally, he was mad because I said, quote, liberty and freedom? You think we believed in that? What history books have you been reading? We didn't believe in that, unquote. This is arguably true. The founders did not believe in liberty and freedom unless one thinks it's enough to believe in it for propertied white men. The first law they passed after the Constitution was ratified was the Naturalization Act of 1790. What did it say? That only free whites could be citizens. This, in addition to the enshrinement of human bondage in that document via provisions for
Not
the
that kind of
return
bondage, you dirty bastards.
Yeah, runaway enslaved persons, ought to be sufficient to make the case. But to this guy and the New Hampshire Legislative Committee, saying that is un-American, and so they seek to ban it.
They should start some sort of congressional committee on activities that are kind of un-American or something.
Yes,
Have they tried that before? They should do that.
Off. Yeah. These people want to ban any teaching that explores the role of racism in this country. It's not even critical race theory thereafter, which they couldn't define if their lives depended on it. It's inconvenient truths. This is the biggest assault on free speech in the country right now. But please, conservatives, tell me more how impressive it is that the Dr. Seuss estate decided on their own to pull certain books they didn't think reflected the legacy of their namesake properly.
Yes. Bravo. Very well put together.
Yeah.
Might have to dig out this motherfucker's lectures if they're online somewhere.
Oh, I can show you right now. I mean, it's one of it completely. I know there's a whole lot. I had a lot of mixtures of emotion watching this, but he had so many home truths that really made me reflect on myself. And one of the first things he said is that part of the reason he's talking to a white audience, and he said, part of the reason you're here is because I'm white. And I've forgotten more than historical black historians and other experts have just like forgotten the last 5 minutes. But you're going to listen to me because we share the same skin.
You went a bit George Bush there.
Yeah, I did.
I
lost the plot.
There was a well-known phrase, and you were trying, and I was like, "Come on, Kristi, you can do this." Didn't quite come together, but I appreciate the fucking effort, and I appreciate that for once it wasn't me misspeaking.
Yeah, there's a bunch. This is the one I'm thinking of. An Evening with Tim Wise, a white anti-racist advocate.
Should you have a look?
Is a very good. Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm happy to. Actually, if that's the case, hold on. Then I might as well just do his bit on whiteness, if you want. There's a shorter clip I know.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, let me use my filter. No, that's the app. Where's
the history of
filters?
whiteness there? The first one?
Was it? Oh, yeah, 6 minutes. Although that's not the one I'm thinking of. The one I'm thinking of is like from this background.
Yeah, okay.
So let me just do by short. Oh no, short is 4 minutes long. Let me say concept of, maybe that'll narrow the search down a little bit more. Otherwise, I'll just do his more modern version. But well, white privilege. This will also work.
Okay.
So I'll move that over. I turned the sound on, but let me know if it's. Ooh, it's down quite a lot.
Because if you know the history of the whole concept of whiteness, if you know the history of the whole concept of the white race, where it came from and for what reason, you know that it was a trick, and it's worked brilliantly. See, prior to the mid to late 1600s in the colonies of what would become the United States.
Yeah, let him explain it then.
So I was just going to say, in a purely Machiavellian sense, it is fucking genius what they did. They invented a complete concept. They just invented a fake concept. It isn't a thing. White skin is just a tone of skin. It's nothing. And managed to build one of the most successful imperialist endeavours on the back of it. Actually, several, because you had Britain, America, you've had all these colonial nations in like Australia and New Zealand that still exist on the basis of a fake notion of whiteness. It's amazingly successful. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's one of the most evil things that's ever happened. But like I say, just on a purely Machiavellian level, absolutely brilliant.
I've been listening to Ron Chernow's biography of Hamilton, and in there he describes his early life on the various islands, like Nivos and other places, like in there. And yeah, I mean, in that case, enslaved people outnumbered white people 4-1. And that's if you just counted all the white people. Like if you divided up into like the Brits and the Portuguese and the Dutch and everything else, obviously it was a much smaller thing. So yeah, everybody who came to those islands, even like aristocratic British people who were, visiting and going back or whatever, the rules were, look, white people, we stick together, because if we don't, they're all going to kill us because we're enslaving them. So we got to stick together and make sure that they don't rise up and, try to get their freedom.
And there's a lot of that, I mean, even to the present day, or near enough the present day. One example I give is of Freddie Mercury, who people don't seem to realise was an African. He was born in Zanzibar, in Africa.
Oh, yeah.
But he sounds like a posh English dude because even though he lived and grew up there, he only ever interacted with people of British descent, basically.
Oh, wow.
Because they just live in their own, like, when we talk gated
Bubble.
communities, like, this is like nothing even in America, gated-wise. Like, they literally only associated amongst white people. Which isn't his fault, he was growing up, that's not really his choice.
Right,
but
it's a reflection of.
Yeah. And, yeah. And so that's why he sounds like a kind of plummy English dude when you hear him speak. Or heard him speak. Yeah. So.
Deep Big Eyes, when did it all begin, the white supremacy thing? I think it wasn't like one day it existed and the next day it didn't. It sort of has evolved over time.
Yeah.
So it's a moving target in that way. But we'll get back to Tim. So, all right.
There was no such thing as the white race. Those of us of European descent did not refer to ourselves by that term really ever before then. In fact, in the old countries of Europe, we had spent most of our time killing each other.
Still do.
We didn't love each other. We weren't one big happy family. The side of my family that comes from Scotland, hell, they didn't even worry about fighting people outside of Scotland. Highlanders and Lowlanders just fought the hell out of each other.
Yeah, pause.
So there was no white race, but in the colonies of...
Yep.
My name's Logan. I'm Dylan Logan, but the one consistent is Logan. There's the Highland Logan clan and a Lowland Logan clan, who were often at war with one another. Not exclusively, they would be like collections of clans and stuff.
No.
But
so they weren't it wasn't monogamous conflict in Scotland. They'd fight with everybody.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. But the point being is you'd often have Logans on one side and the other side, just killing the shit out of each other. You can't even be okay with people with the same fucking name.
Yes.
Let alone this.
Presumably kin.
Let alone someone from, France. Fuck me.
Yes.
Like that's, and it's true. We've talked obviously about Benjamin Franklin. It's basically just the people of Britain and Saxony, because of the name, presumably, that are white. And everyone else, even the Swedes aren't white enough. Like, they're whiter than us. What?
Yeah, well, look, we can tie this back as early as Agatha Christie. These are still the same anti-other European foreigner attitudes.
To be fair, Benjamin Franklin was before Agatha Christie.
Well, that's true, but I'm saying it's a continuation.
Yeah.
You can see this mentality that he's talking about here. Well, no, I'm talking about Europeans fighting Europeans and not liking each other.
Okay.
Right? Like her anti-foreign streak that just runs through British society, middle-class British society in her books is, it's ubiquitous.
Yeah.
So
well, the fact that the Irish are now considered white for whatever reason.
Yes, and of course,
but were slaughtered in their millions by either the Dutch kings of England or the English kings of England or the German kings of England.
Yes, yeah. And I was going to say, and don't forget our...
and the English kings of England, to be fair, as well. They're all cunts.
The happy hour TM, daylight come and me one go home.
Well, that's racist.
Euphemism.
That's definitely racist.
Euphemism. All right, so I went back a little bit.
You can't see, but Kristi was actually doing blackface during that bit.
No, Kevin, you're terrible. All right, you can play.
Family that comes from Scotland, hell, they didn't even worry about fighting people outside of Scotland. Highlanders and Lowlanders just fought the hell out of each other. So there was no white race, but in the colonies of what would become the United States, what did we see in the 1660s, 1670s? We began to see that Africans of indentured servant status, many of them not enslaved yet, they were not necessarily permanently enslaved. Some were, others were indentured, like many poor Europeans, for periods of 7 to 11 years. They could work off their indenture, and then they would be free labor, technically. Realized, as did the white indentured servants, the Europeans who hadn't even been called white yet, that they had a lot of things in common, like the fact that they were all getting their clock cleaned by the elite. And so they would get together more than our history books taught us, to foment rebellion against the elite, to try to get a better deal for themselves on the basis of economic necessity and economic justice. And what did the elite do?
Populism.
When you see that you're outnumbered by black and white folks who are penniless, landless, peasants, you have to do one of two things. You either have to kill them all, but you can't do that because who's going to work? Rich folks weren't going to. They had to get poor people to work. The whole point was to be a person of leisure back in those days. That was the goal, was not to work. So you couldn't kill them all. You didn't want to kill them all. You had to do the work yourself. You had to build your own levee, build your own house. No, pick your own tobacco, harvest your own cotton. No, we're not going to do any of that. So you can't kill them, but you can co-opt them. And so the elite in Virginia, for example, in the colony, begins to give certain carrots to people of European descent, saying things like, you know, we're going to let you own a little land, not much, but just a little. And we're going to get rid of indentured servitude. Now you're free labor. And by the way, once you're free labor, you get 50 acres of land just because you're free labor, see? So we're going to cut you in on this deal. We're going to let you enter into contracts. We're going to let you testify in court. And here's the best of all, we're going to put you on the slave patrol to keep those people in line, right? The idea was you're still going to get your clock clean. We still don't like you. We still aren't going to really empower you or change your economic subordination, but we're going to make you honorary members of this team, and you're going to help us keep those other people down. And so they got a little taste of power, and it did effectively divide and conquer those coalitions. Those rebellions began to stop almost instantly.
That's basically the Republican aspirational message right now. Like, hey, white people, one day you could be as rich as us. So let's make sure we don't like help other, you know, like let's treat all welfare as if it's like about people of color, even though by raw numbers, more white people use public assistance.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's the exact same fucking message.
That's the real American dream. Only it's not really a dream. It's a Freddy Krueger-like insertion into the dreams of stupid, poor white people.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to be rich one day, so I don't want my tax rates to be high. Like, what?
Exactly.
What the fuck are you even talking about?
You're all Elon Musk temporarily embarrassed.
Yes, yeah. Continue. Are you intrigued?
This is good stuff, man. I like it.
He's amazing.
He's got a bit of, to use an old school phrase, he's got a bit of spunk about him.
Yeah. I mean, I've been pushing him on the channel for a while because I've been a fan of his. Yeah.
Yeah, but all white, I can't tell white people apart. This person, the other one, Dave. He's probably called Dave, isn't he, or something? Yeah.
Probably.
Those rebellions began to stop almost instantly. Fast forward to the Civil War era, you have rich white folks in the South, where I come from, standing up and openly admitting that the reason they're prepared to secede from the Union, and the only reason they ever articulated publicly, ever, was to maintain and extend slavery and white supremacy not only where it already existed, but into the newly acquired, that is to say, stolen territories from Mexico to the West. That was what they said. Now we lie about it. We say it wasn't about slavery, that it was about states' rights. Yes, the right of the states to keep and maintain slaves, exactly.
Yeah, that canard is the funniest.
Back then they had no shame, so they didn't...
That particular canard, because it's literally, you're just adding an extra step to the sentence.
Yes.
It doesn't change the meaning of anything. You're just making it you're just couching it in a nice politically correct phrase. That's all.
It's white speaking it. You're white speaking it.
Yeah, states' rights to do what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, own people. Okay.
And expand. Don't forget, they wanted to push slavery out farther west because they didn't want to be outnumbered in the Congress. Yeah. So they needed slavery to keep going in order to maintain their power balance and protect their slavery.
And to the point where they were literally prepared to destroy American democracy because not just by the Civil War, but even before then, decades before then, when California was admitted under the informal assumption that they would always send one pro and one anti-slave senator. So the people of California didn't even get to choose. Brilliant.
Wow, Republicans who are willing, or white supremacists who are willing to overthrow democracy to maintain their power. Gee, that sounds very year 2021.
Exactly, but they didn't even have to storm the Capitol for that shit.
No.
I'm not even sure the Capitol existed. It probably did, but I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know Capitol architectural history. Anyway, more Tim.
Try and cover it up. They openly said it, but once again, the rich didn't want to go do the work. Are you kidding? No. They're going to get poor people to go fight for them. And the poor folks didn't even own slaves. Now think, how do you get poor people who don't even own the shirt on their back, let alone slaves, to go fight to keep your slaves for you? You've got to convince them that their skin is more important than their economic interest. Because think about it, if I am a farmer who has to charge you $1 a day or $2 a week to work on your farm and harvest that tobacco or pick that cotton, but you can get a black person to do it for free because you own them, who's going to get the job? Not me. In other words, slavery actually undermined the wages and the wage base, the economic floor of the typical white working class or low-income person. But they were told...
And it still holds back the economy of the South to this day. The fact that they'd become so overly reliant on agriculture because of slavery, for instance, because it doesn't really work in industrial settings, that they literally haven't been able to recover ever since. If you look at, and partly because they keep electing weird fucking racist twats who give massive tax cuts to the rich and fuck over the poor.
And screw them over.
Yeah, but even that is, again, a continuation of the problems of slavery. They're still holding them back to this very day. If you look at poverty indexes, there are obviously hotspots in places like LA, New York. Poor people in big cities, we know. But if you look at poverty and the associated social ills of lack of education and things like that, consistently across the board, it's the old Confederate states.
Yeah, this is why, I mean, my advice to leftists is if you really want to get economic transformation, you need to deal with racism in the white populist population.
Yeah.
Because that's what's holding you back. That's what's really holding you back, is once people set aside their racism and identify their economic common cause, then they will vote in mass for candidates that represent them. But as long as they keep working with this basically inherited political dynamic that has existed across white supremacy is still, it's been the whole time.
Yeah.
You're not going to get to revolution.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not black people stopping the $15 minimum wage.
No, it's not. No. It's people in piss poor places in Alabama voting for rich guys to go represent them in the Senate.
Yep.
So, okay.
Your job, no fool, they got your job. That's the point. And so at some level, again, working class white people being harmed by white privilege, relatively being advantaged, right? Being given a leg up, being given a membership to the club, but in absolute terms being kept economically subordinated by the very thing that gave them a sense of superiority. How's that for irony? Then in the present era, this hasn't stopped. This is not ancient history. Now we have people running around insisting that we should close the border with Mexico because if we don't, the wages of working class people will continue to fall. The implication being that the only reason workers are paid like crap in this country is because the border is open. But if you believe that, you would actually have to believe that if that border were closed, that all these owners of capital and industry would just say, oh, well, you figured us out. Here, it's a raise. Do we really believe that the only thing keeping bosses from paying people more is the presence of low-wage, medium, semi-skilled labor from south of this artificial border? Is that really what we believe? We know that if that border is closed, it isn't going to be closed to capital. It isn't going to be closed to goods. If you have a border that can be crossed by capital looking for the highest return on investment or goods looking for the highest price, but labor is chained to its country of origin, how is that going to work to the benefit of working people? By definition, it doesn't. By definition, it immiserates the working class. Divide and conquer. But the best example of all, perhaps, in the contemporary era, in the greater New Orleans area after Katrina. Here you have two communities that were the most hard hit. The lower Ninth Ward, mostly black community, 94% African American, about 40% official poverty rate, heavy working class community. And right across the canal, St. Bernard Parish, Chalmette, 95% white, also working class, high levels of poverty, economically very similar. And at the end of the day, in those first few days of September 2005, more similar than they probably would have realized. Because when those levees broke, they all got their stuff jacked. They all got their stuff destroyed. But if you had asked white folks in Chalmette, and I've done it, who was the cause of the problems in the greater New Orleans area prior to that flooding, they would have pointed across that canal at those black folks wouldn't have called them black folks and would have said there. That's the problem. 70% of the white folks in St. Bernard Parish voted for David Duke, white supremacist, neo-Nazi, former head of the largest Ku Klux Klan group in the United States when he ran for governor in 1991. 7 out of 10 gladly voted for him because he was blaming black folks for all of their problems, and they bought it. What's the irony? The irony is that while they were blaming black people for their problems, while they were blaming black people for the conditions of the greater New Orleans area in which they lived, nobody was paying attention, least of all they, to the fact that these white elite politicians, either in Baton Rouge or in Washington, whose job it was to secure those levies, to make sure that levy funds were spent in the proper way and that they were spent at all, those mostly white and mostly elite politicians did nothing. At the end of the day, it wasn't just the black folks in the lower Ninth Ward they didn't care about. They really couldn't have given a rat's ass about those poor and working class white folks either. And yet, when the people of Chalmette, people of St. Bernard Parish got back into session, first time they had a city council meeting, parish council meeting after the flooding, the lights aren't even on yet. The water isn't even hooked up. And the first order of business was to pass an ordinance saying that you couldn't rent property in St. Bernard Parish to anyone who wasn't a blood relative. Now, I'll leave it to your imagination as to why you'd want to pass a law. That law had never existed before. But now that it's been emptied out and you don't know who might come back, that's a damn good way to keep black people out, isn't it? Because if you're 95% white to begin with, if you pass an ordinance that says that, that's a great, you can't say no blacks need apply. You can't say no blacks allowed, but that was an ingenious way to get around the law. Now, they got caught. There was a lawsuit threatening, they got rid of the ordinance. But my point in bringing it up is to say, once again, divide and conquer is working. These white folks in Chalmette need to march across that canal and join hands with the black folks who've been sitting there more than willing to work with them for an awful long time and march on Baton Rouge and march on DC and march on the Corps of Engineers and recognize their commonality of interest. But the whiteness and the lure of whiteness has tricked these have nothing in their bank account white people into believing that they got more in common with the rich white folks on St. Charles Avenue that didn't lose anything in that flooding than they have in common with the black working class folks who live about 500 yards away.
Fuck me, that was powerful.
Yeah, he's amazing.
That was beautiful.
And like I said, like this is why the left has to confront racism as part of its populist agenda. You can't be like a pipeline from the alt-right, because you're not going to get what you want by adding more racist white people to your movement. You have to change the attitudes.
True.
That's what you have to confront. All right, so that was sorry, that went much longer, but I think it was worth...
No, I'm glad it went longer. That was fucking amazing shit. Yeah. Good
stuff. Yeah, check out, because he's angry like that all the time.
Yeah, that's good, man. So, I'm glad. I didn't know anything about all of that sort of stuff. Where are we?
Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing. Are we going to look? I think Infrared, because he wasn't being talked about, left. I don't see him in the chat still.
Is he not?
So should we go back?
Well, I'm glad to see he's got. Is he? Which chat was he in?
The YouTube chat.
Oh, he was in the YouTube chat.
Oh, I'm in the. For some reason, I'm in the live chat, not the top. I was in the top, not live. So.
Well, I don't know if he's fucked off. Whatever.
Yeah, I just like the idea he shows up looking for a fight and we just continue on with our show.
Yeah, I'm not stopping for that fucking dick. Because again, he accuses me of wanting to grift off his massive audience. Yeah. But I have a way bigger audience that he wants to grift off. That's all.
Were you in his chat? Were you stalking his chat?
I've never been in his chat.
Of course you weren't.
Because I don't care. I don't care what he or his fans have to say. Anyway.
Oh, Haruka booted him on a timeout.
Good stuff. Thank you, Haruka. Legendary activity. So we ended. Oh, that was it. We ended with cat in a fur hat of its own fur. Cat on a table.
I can't see. Please.
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't. Yeah. Okay. I need to reshare, don't I?
Yeah, please.
Boom shakalaka. So we ended with.
Oh yes, I remember. I forgot I was gonna do a whole new business model where I create kits where you can do the shaping thing, the mold, so that you can make your own cat.
Then cat has his own table. That's how we ended there.
Yes.
And then we've got Otter absolutely losing it.
Right. Oh shit.
I've never seen an otter get that aggro before over nothing.
Otters are dicks.
Yeah. Couple of beers inside him and he's all over the place. Look at him. Oh, anyway. So that's...
that reminds me, do you remember when the pandas were playing around and people put a discussion in the text underneath of two drunk people on a high street in Britain?
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Good times.
Good times.
And we had things happen. Noises went off, didn't they? Where are we? So thank you, Tom Hawkins 23, Lloyd's L7, Woohoo Lulu for following, and Circle/TV for following. Mental Badger says Ultraviolet is in chat. I don't know who that is. Is that another name for fucking infrared?
Maybe.
Ultraviolet.
Maybe he was on both?
Okay, yeah.
Oh, who's Ultraviolet? You know them?
No, it's like a piss take of infrared, I think.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Christina, hello, Christina. Go and subscribe to Christina. Spam your links, Sophia. Sorry, yeah, Sophia Christina. Fuck's sake. Did you play Piers Morgan losing his shit about Meghan? I did. Trish Goddard got him back in his place with one line. I did, or we did, didn't we, Christy?
Yeah, we did.
We did. Thank you for the $1. Yeah. Yeah, that's...
Thank
I'm
you.
caught up.
I'm Kevin's man.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's...
Cats are dicks.
I like this. Doesn't Peter realise we're in the middle of a pandemic? Wasting toilet paper. People have killed for toilet paper recently.
Meow.
Oh, hang on, does it do a noise? Oh, he doesn't even hear it. Anyway.
No, that's too bad. It'll be better.
Yeah. This made me laugh, and it's basically as helpful as police get. Police robot told a woman to go away after she tried to report a crime, then sang a song.
Well, that was money well spent.
Yeah. Glad you're fucking around with
Just
that.
pay people. Just fucking pay people a decent wage.
Well, yeah, but even police people are shit. So I mean, like I say, is
Yeah,
that
but at least
robot
it's a
offering
living-
less of a service than your average police? I mean, that robot hasn't shot anyone dead, so it's an upgrade, I suppose. Anyway, this is a free speech again. Kentucky bill would make it a crime to insult a police officer.
Insult. Yeah, that's not going to survive a First Amendment test.
Well, I should fucking hope so. Yes, but it is a 6-3 court now, so.
No, I don't even see that that's possible. I don't.
Okay, but even so, that's from the same people that brought you free speech, Dr. Seuss, Potato Head Man.
Yeah, there's a lot of virtue signaling bills that get introduced to try to get someone reelected that don't go anywhere.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, again, Laura Ingram's now literally doing the Great Replacement, white genocide theory stuff.
Oh, great.
Democrats want you replaced by immigrants. Good stuff. Good to see they're literally just doing Nazi memes.
Honestly, that's the same thing they've been saying forever. Oh my gosh, is it Popeye?
Oh, we'll get to that. Go on.
This is the same thing. I mean, this is part of their white scare tactics, that they want you to replace you with brown people or black people. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Do you want to see Jordan Peterson doing the cringiest thing ever?
Well, there's a lot of contenders for that.
This is up
so,
there.
I mean...
Definitely.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah, so here's Monty Python as done by Jordan Peterson.
Oh, no, please, no.
And now for something completely different. Immanuel Kant was a real pissant who was very rarely stable. Heidegger was a boozy beggar who could think you under the table. David Hume could outconsume Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel. And Wittgenstein was a beery swine who was just as schlossed as Schlegel. There's nothing Nietzsche couldn't teach you about the raisin of the wrist. Socrates himself was permanently pissed. John Stuart Mill, of his own free will, on half a pint of shandy, was particularly ill. Plato, they say, could stick it away, half a crate of whiskey every day. Aristotle was a bugger for the bottle, and Hobbes was fond of his dram. And Rene Descartes was a drunken fart. I drink, therefore I am. Yes, Socrates himself is particularly missed. A lovely little thinker, but a bugger when he's pissed.
All right, I'm going to tell you how I got through that, how I coped. I saw you danced.
Yeah, I had to get rid of the fucking energy somehow. Yeah.
I closed my eyes and I pictured it was Kermit the Frog, and it worked perfectly.
Because that would be funny, yeah.
Yes, it was much more enjoyable. Just do like the first 5 seconds of him. And
I'm not playing it
close your
again.
eyes.
No, I'm not playing it again,
Come on.
Kristi. No.
Get...
It's not happening. Come to terms with it. Come to peace with it, woman. Yeah, again, inspired leadership. So that's just Kevin McCarthy reading Green Eggs and Ham, which, and then retweet inspired leadership. Ted Cruz.
Again, they're promoting the company that's canceling the books.
True, and also Green Eggs and Ham wasn't banned in
Nope.
any way whatsoever.
Well, they don't actually read the articles about what's being banned, so they just
Well, actually,
go with
we
what
shouldn't
they know.
say banned because nothing's been banned. They're just
No,
not printing
it's just
anymore.
not being printed. Yeah, it's going out of print. It's going out of print, correct.
Oh, that's true. We need Danzy as a cleanse after that. Yeah, true.
Should we check?
No.
Should we put anything new?
No.
Can we get a little bit of Wrecking Ball in then?
No. What are
What
cats?
is this?
What are they?
They defy gravity.
They do. Anyway, kitten swimming.
Oh, what? Oh my gosh. Look at him go. You're such a good kitty. Oh.
There's a cute cat. I love it when a tiny little wave can knock it out. Just knock it off, of course. Go on, you can swim, lad. Go on. Go on. You got this. There we go.
Aww.
Legend. Absolute fucking
Sweetness.
legend. There you go.
So
that's,
brave.
That's a cat swimming. There's a cat making biscuits. Look how happy that cat is. That cat could not be happier.
Is there a purring noise that goes with this?
No.
Yes.
I can't hear anything.
I heard a little bit of a purr.
Yeah. Okay. What's this? Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. So, Arizona has a lot to answer for this week. This is a state rep, Joseph Chaplick, talking shit.
Dr. Free
Go
said,
ahead.
mask saves lives and stops the virus. The polio, the smallpox, the measles, the typhoid, the HIV that was going to wipe our global destruction of human bodies with AIDS. We heard about that in the 80s, yet no masks were required. Dr.
Almost as if it's not spread in the same way at all.
There were a lot of Republicans, probably your parents, who were just horrified at the idea of letting people talk about the fact that condoms were a thing.
Yeah.
And condoms were the mask of the 80s.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't need to mask your face with AIDS. Mainly your cock, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, there are other ways, like injection with needles and stuff, but
Yeah.
largely it's a cock-based disease. Like, you can't... No one was coughing going, oh, I don't want to catch AIDS. Like, that's not how it works.
I actually remember there was one of the... Back in the 80s, there was something... MTV's Something House, where they had, like, real life things, and one of the people that they had in the house was HIV positive, and before his death from an AIDS-related like complication, he and his sister went out and gave talks. I'm thinking maybe there's two guys, but anyway, and they would share one glass of water. So there would be 3 stools on the stage. He was HIV positive, she wasn't, and they would share a glass of water between them. They never mentioned the glass of water, or that AIDS can't be transmitted by kissing someone or hugging them or passing a spliff or whatever. They just let that action, their modeling, speak for itself. I thought that was very powerful.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
That was it. That was the whole story.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That's Tucker Carlson. Do you remember last month he was saying Q doesn't exist?
Yeah, you went looking for him for an afternoon, couldn't find him.
Well, apparently he's found them, but they're okay.
Oh, look at his face right now.
Yeah, look at that. But apparently they're
Just hold that.
They're okay. They're okay.
Sorry, his little pouty white Pilsner, like doughboy kind of like.
You ever notice how all like the scary
You ever
internet
notice?
conspiracy theorists, radical QAnon people, when you actually see them on camera or in jail cells, as a lot of them now are, maybe they're kind of confused, maybe they've got the wrong ideas, but they're all kind of gentle people, and they all kind of waving American flags. They like the country.
You know, they jail the guy who shot up the pizza place. Just a gentle person, you know? Just gentle.
Wow, people when they're surrounded by cops behave in a passive manner. Imagine that. But yet when they've got weapons and they're facing police that are unwilling to fire on them, oh, look at that, they turn violent.
They're not torching Wendy's. They're
That's
not
okay,
looting
then.
retail stores.
What?
They're not shooting cops.
They invaded
No,
the
that's not them.
Capitol while Congress is in session, you dumb motherfucker.
They didn't shoot a cop, but they did kill one.
Yes.
So, I mean, you're even wrong on that, Tuck.
Holy shit, you think that a Wendy's is more important than the symbolic and like actual physical Congress and what that was happening that day when they invaded and destroyed property and rubbed shit all over things and stole pieces of mail, busted shit up?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Oh my God, Fox is like a danger to democracy. It is a danger to our republic. It is an active, ongoing threat.
Indeed.
And it has been since it was founded.
Josh Hawley says we are the working class party now. That's the future. Hawley votes no on $15 minimum wage.
See previous comments of Tim Wise.
Indeed.
Hey.
Yep, this is, hang on, this has just made me laugh. My Wi-Fi is called Bill Y the Science Fi. Which made me laugh, because I am a simple man. Here's some ducks absolutely losing their shit over lettuce.
Oh, jeez. Can't get it down fast enough.
Look at that. They're fucking loving that shit. Absolutely fucking love it. Look at them. Absolute lunatics. Anyway.
Oh, by the way, the best Wi-Fi name I ever heard of, because I didn't see it myself, a friend related one that he'd seen called FBI Surveillance Van.
Well, I had one, right, in the local area. I don't know who it was. I think it's now gone, but it was there. Someone had theirs called Titty Twister.
I don't even want to try to fathom who it's...
I don't know what that means, but it was funny, because, mine's just a series of numbers from the company that I use, because I can't be bothered. Anyway. Yeah, this is from a person called Pixels Mixel, who's a very fine streamer on Twitch. And it's just a collection of random DMs, some of which are very offensive, but this one's just funny. Right, this one's just ridiculous.
Okay.
Bro, I pooped the other day. They don't know this person. They have no prior relation to this person. Bro, I pooped the other day and it was like a rock the size of a fist. My butt still hurts. I was farting around the turd as it came out. It was horrible.
So he was constipated.
Yeah. And I don't have friends, man. I just had to share it with someone. And then, wait a minute, it was like a rock.
This just sounds like something you'd write to Infrared to if he was like insulting you in a DM.
Yeah, it was like a rock. Yeah. The dilation of his arse is definitely rising. Anyway, oh yeah, well this is what you tweeted out and hooked me in. Lawrence Fox, old Lozer, racist twat, is going to be running for mayor of London. Which he tells the Telegraph.
Oh, you gotta see the picture. He looks really like he's been sweating or something.
Ooh. Also, he's got a weird shit tash going on.
Yeah, what is that?
Shit stash. Anyway, he wants to, quote, offer a voice for those who are being dominated into silence. That sounds sexy. Yeah, he's got no chance, and it will be a complete failure. And actually, he'll just take votes off the Tories. So go for it, chap. I don't care.
Also, read the thing under Lawrence Fox exclusive. Read the little...
The actor and leader of the anti-woke Reclaim Party will run against Sadiq Khan as part of his fight against extreme political correctness. Which is when you do political correctness while skateboarding down a hill, I think. Yeah, brilliant.
But I'm a little bit confused by the capitalization, Kevin. I need you to interpret the capitalization.
Of?
Yes, where does the name of the group start?
Well, it's just called Reclaim Party.
Right, but look at how they capitalize. Look at how they...
With what? So are they... is this a group that are anti the woke Remain Party?
That's
or woke
my
Reclaim
question.
Party, yeah. The Telegraph are good journalists. Honest.
I thought you'd appreciate that grammar confusion.
You did. I did. Thank you. Anyway, from people who are against book burning, they bring you mascots. This was from the Idaho Capitol steps. They're getting
I-
children to burn PPE. Because they're
Okay,
idiots.
this is where I start to lose hope in humanity.
Yep. But these kids are definitely going to grow up and be fine, obviously. So, no lasting damage psychologically here.
Oh, notice how white they all are.
A lot of white people. A lot of white people. And that kid, the kid in the yellow, just nearly burnt the fuck out of their hand. Idiots. Anyway.
Yeah, just
so,
let kids throw things into an open flame in a barrel. That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's good. It turns out it would appear that the closet is also existing gay in insects. Billions of insects are having gay accidentally, say scientists.
Okay, I mean, can you open that up a little bit? Because I don't understand.
Research is suggesting insects who engage in homosexual acts have mistaken their partner's gender. Really? They're not just fucking anything.
Horny? Yeah, anything close? I mean, come on. They had a certain type of bottle in Australia. It used to be for like some sort of orange drink, and it was kind of squat and round, and there were beetles in Australia that ended up being on the endangered species list because they're like the males like looked for the biggest like female. And they were mistaking the refuse that people would throw out on the sides of roads, these bottles, and they would just hump these glass bottles, right? Because bugs don't know any better.
Yeah.
Like the idea that they're making a mistake is like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't. I was looking for Karen. Let me just climb off of you.
No,
they just hump anything close.
It's married insects having to explain when they get caught having gay sex. No, it was an accident. I thought it looked like you. You thought I looked like a dude. That's not what I'm saying.
The patterns were very similar. It's like different markings on it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
look,
accidentally.
Can you tell a beetle anus from a different beetle anus? Or cloaca? I don't know what beetles have.
It's like they're just humping anything close.
Yeah.
That'll let it.
Yeah,
That's the minimal requirement.
Basically.
I mean, look at dogs. Dogs hump like stuffed animals. They don't mistake them. They're not doing it on accident.
Yeah, when
bring them over.
My friend at school, you'd walk into his house, wipe your feet on the carpet, and the dog would instantly start fucking the carpet and leave cum on the carpet.
Like I just like it baffles me that people think scientists think that they can read bugs' minds.
Yeah. Anyway, this is just a cool TikTok.
Mr. Sandman.
By the way, I did show this to you like a couple months ago. But
Did
it's
you?
Still cute.
I don't remember, Kristi.
Yeah, so for you, it's like the first time.
Exactly. That's why I like watching old
like
sport
Groundhog
because I
Day.
can't remember. It's like a live game that's happening now. It's fine. Giuliani probe awaits Garland as he nears Attorney General confirmation.
Oh, yeah.
A federal criminal investigation into Rudy Giuliani's dealings in Ukraine is resuming after stalling in the stalling, not intentionally, obviously. That would be, in the final months of the Trump admin.
Good.
Yep.
Let justice be done.
Indeed. There's a pattern emerging in this one. In Fayetteville, North Carolina, the vaccine site, they ask you, like, why you got your shot. Because my wife told me to. My wife made me. Wife made me, smiley face. To eat inside of a Chili's. Which is basically the same, I think.
Yeah, there are studies that show that men who are in a marriage that lasts, into the end of their life, live longer than men who are single. And that is because women will encourage men to take care of themselves and help men live longer.
Yeah.
But we're the weaker sex.
Indeed. So anyway, in the whitest bit of Germany, which is, Kristi?
All of it?
Saxony. Come on now.
Oh, okay. I don't know the racial percentages or
it's
ethnic makeup
the
of every
Benjamin
state.
Franklin joke.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just a pop quiz and a shit on Germany time.
No. This is a good Germany story.
Oh, okay.
In a way.
So
it's a good Germany story based on a bad Germany story.
in Ben Franklin approved Saxony.
In Ben Franklin approved Saxony.
Okay.
The neo-Nazis were going to have a motorcade through Leipzig. And for some reason, a random group of people riding very, very slowly on bikes turned up and ruined their day. Just unusually slowly through the streets of Leipzig, which is just, that's terrible luck for the Nazis. That's a shame. They would have had a great day, but, nice bit of sunshine as well, but they couldn't do it, so.
Just going very slowly
Tragic stuff for the Nazis. Well done to
so
the
that's how
people
you
of Leipzig.
do.
Yeah.
Yes,
Nice.
very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
We had a noise happen. 25 bits, thank you. To Menthol Badger, who says, male Drosophila, oh my god, melanagista has so they presume that's a beetle or something, have genital plates. It's called an epidrium, just to be clear about insect genitalia. Thank you.
That's the kind of chat we have.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I was talking about genital junk, so.
And anuses.
Yeah, and anuses. Yeah. We do a classy show.
Yeah, sure. It's an educational show.
Is it just me that thinks, fuck you, police? Like, that you don't care about gay people in the slightest. Otherwise, you'd stop, harassing gay people and go after murderers of trans folk and stuff. Like, I don't care for your bullshit on the side of a car. It's kind of fake.
I still think that it's a better message to have, especially for kids who are taught to worship the police. It's a little bit of counter messaging in that way. So
I don't know. I think that maybe, but I think it's like the corporate wokeness stuff. It's fake. I don't start actually policing for gay people, and then maybe I'd give a shit.
Yeah, but there might be some kids who see this and have an impression of it. So it's mainstreaming. So from a marketing point of view, from a messaging point of view. I'm not defending the cops. I'm just kind of trying to find a silver lining.
Okay. Zuby, who's a British guy who sounds like an American because he's a dickhead. Anyway, says the dumbest ideas in society come from universities, and Prager, quote unquote, university says exactly right. Genius. They are fucking genius.
Thanks for the cell phone.
Yeah. Rad Empanada's an idiot. Anyway, being, I think, transphobic, misgendering people. Quick question, have you considered going outside lately? Let me guess, you have no foreskin.
So is he implying he's American or Jewish?
I don't know, and I don't care, but that's not how leftism should work.
No.
Stop it.
No.
But he does really good YouTube content, but then he's just a fucking lunatic. I don't understand it. Anyway, I need to get this. It's the perfect solution to the big spoon problem.
Yeah, it's true. Sort that out.
Yeah, that's genius.
Nothing will fall asleep then.
Look at that. That needs to happen. Yeah. Anyway, this is quite a take. Why don't homosexual men enter a woman's butthole instead of a man's butthole? I'll tell you why. They're misogynistic.
I like they chat can't see it, but if you could read out childish PP, the reply.
I'm no gayologist or nothing, but I think they are attracted to the whole dude, not just buttholes. And then I like Ronaldo's response. Yeah. Where can I study gayology? Fair. What universities? Presumably not Prager University, because it's not real, and they don't like gays.
No, they're the brown nose degree.
Yeah, indeed.
Not the butthole degree.
Yeah.
Or gayology, sorry.
Yeah. So this is just over a year old now. Elon Musk saying the coronavirus panic is dumb.
Mm-hmm.
How'd that work out, Elon?
He's supposed to be smart, right?
Apparently so.
Really smart.
Yeah. Spider Cat.
Really? Da 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 da. Oh my god! Da 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 da. Here comes the spider cat.
There you go. Fucking nailed it. Fucking nailed it.
Wow, thanks Rex for that clip.
And this is a cat in a... Is it Lilo or Stitch? I forget which one. Stitch.
Yes.
Look at that. That's ridiculous. That's so cute, it makes me slightly angry. Because I want to smush his little face, but it's just a picture.
Boop, boop.
Look at the fucking tash on this cheeky bastard.
What year was that?
This is from the 90s. Oh, this is called Forgotten Football Players, so this would be the 90s. Look at the tash.
Wow.
What?
Very
Look at this
Freddie...
fucking monstrosity on his upper lip.
It's very Freddie Mercury, isn't it?
It's not even. Look at it. It's weird. You knew it was photo day. What were you doing?
He was putting all that gel in his hair.
You're going to be remembered forever now as fucking weird Tash guy. You fucking weirdo. Anyway, this is unbelievably dope. This is from a book from 1859 called Northern Antiquities, and I don't even know how you do this, but it's beautiful.
Oh wow!
Look, it's a Viking longboat, and there's mountains and shit
Yeah.
on the fucking edges
Wow.
of paper. How?
Yeah, they do that by staining the ink in a certain way.
I don't know, but it's beautiful. Look at her.
Yeah, it is.
Dope. For good morning from Maine.
Someone's a little bitter.
Impeach 46. Salty.
He's got so much salt on his car, it's gonna rust.
True. PWA, Patriots with Attitude.
Wax, a lot of wax, water, and then wax, soap and water, then wax it down to protect it from all that salt you put on it.
Oh, the levels of cope are unbelievable.
Oh, it's so angry.
Yeah. Yeah, this is again, someone points out, I can't believe he's been silenced into running for London mayor. It's true.
What a tragedy.
Crazy. Anyway. Who's locking up the fucking sandals? It's just weird. It's just deliberately...
That is almost as good as when I came up to my office place, and outside the front door, someone had just left a pair of shoes with a sandwich tucked into one of the shoes.
Oh.
I wasn't sure if it was found art or someone had an emergency or what had happened. But I can't carry the shoes and the sandwich and these other things, so I'll just stick the shoe, so the sandwich, the brötchen in the shoes.
A complicated series of mathematical equations were going on. Decisions were made.
I think maybe the calculus was what things that I can't carry. Could I put a shoe in someone wouldn't take or eat?
Yeah, exactly. No one. Who's eating sandwich shoe? Or shoe sandwich?
I just took a picture of it because it was just the weirdest thing to me, but I did not touch it, nor did I eat the sandwich.
Well, that's exactly what I would expect someone to eat who had eaten the sandwich but wanted to lie about eating the sandwich would say. So, I'm on to you, Winters. I'll follow this one. It's called No Context Chick Tracts, right? You know Chick Tracts, the weird religious texts? But I don't know what this is from because it's no context. But what has this got to do with religion? The number of insects, 1.7 million, would fill 21 boxcars, giving a total of 167 railroad cars.
Must have something to do with a flood.
But
I'm guessing creationism. I don't know.
Also, I don't know that insect is an exact unit of measurement. So I don't know how exactly you've come to that conclusion. Is it an average size of an insect? I don't know.
I don't either.
Anyway. Tommy Lauren's boyfriend, who is a baseball player and analyst, threatened to beat me up. Luckily, I looked up his batting average and I doubt he could make contact. Oh! Burn.
Nice.
Fucking burn.
Nice.
This is lava.
Oh my gosh.
Look how close this person is. That must be fucking boiling. I mean, obviously it is. That's literally molten earth. But,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing.
Wow.
It's like it's flowing out into an ocean.
Yeah, the romantics often and repetitively use the word the sublime.
Yeah.
To represent that sort of combination of like awe and a little bit of wonder and terror at the force of nature.
Yeah.
For instance. Yeah. That's sublime.
Unsolicited dick-dicks. Lovely stuff.
You're going to hear him eating.
Nigel Farage. God. Cameo is a thing where famous people will record messages for money. And so Farage has joined. Anyway.
Hello, I'm Nigel Farage, and Cameo is my latest incarnation. So, if you want a message for Mother's Day, a birthday, a wedding, to surprise somebody, I'm happy to do it. But I promise you, I will mention Brexit, I will mention Trump. God, I hope the pubs are open soon.
Oh.
Can I get... Nigel, you want to record a message. Can I give you a script to read? Will you read me furry porn?
No. What you do is you get him to do the message, and then he talks about Brexit and Trump, whatever, and then you edit it, and then you publish it.
So it's Donald Trump's a wanker. Brexit was shit.
Yes. Yeah.
That would be good. This mouse, sometimes it's a rare type of mouse. They get like golden fur. And look how wavy it's cool. But I was thinking, that mouse is prettier than me. I will never be as beautiful as this mouse. And you know what? I'm okay with that. That's fine.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, this sounds quite like a threat. Harry's making the same mistake as Diana, and I fear he'll come to regret it just like his mother did.
What?
Are you going to kill him? What?
Fucking what?
Some people, man. That's like some psycho shit.
Well, if she's basically saying that Diana's decision to give that interview where she talked about there being 3 people and the marriage was a mistake, not in historical, like, looking back. She is definitely painted as the victim in that whole situation, whatever the British press might have thought at the time. The global narrative is she was wronged.
Yeah. So, this is beautiful. This is a guy called Andre Walker, who I may be featuring on the channel soon. He did a video called The 10 Benefits of Brexit. He's that kind of person, right? And he's a British dude, and he's a white man. That's enough. Anyway, he says...
That's tick, tick, tick. All we need to know.
Oh, you don't... Exactly. You don't need to know any more. I've said it all. He says, so Prince Harry, the day has come when you burn your relationship with Britain. Okay. We've begged you not to do this, but to be clear, your wife won't take this country down. What are you talking about, you fucking loser? Everyone who declares war on the United Kingdom loses. You're about to join that list. She's American, and they definitely declared war on Britain. And I think, like, it's 250 odd years later or whatever, I think we can call it. I think we can definitely call a winner in that one, and it's not been us.
Please, if you have him on the channel, bring this up and ask him to explain it.
When I say I might look at the 10 benefits of Brexit video, I haven't invited him on or anything. So when I say he'll be on, I mean he'll make, his face will be on the screen, basically.
Oh, I took it like you got him you booked him. Because I would like to see like a Brexiter and you having to, that's not Carl, have a conversation.
This guy, listen to it. He basically is Carl. I mean, I don't know that he smears horse shit on his dick and masturbates, but other than that, he's basically Carl. Anyway, so that happened. Meghan and Harry on Oprah, right? Or Harry and Meghan on Oprah, whatever. Then Rowdy, who's the person who put this thing out, I think. Piss Jug Tycoon is quite a good name. Anyway, they say, this shit does not matter enough to warrant this cringy and anime villain speech, right? You're essentially brandishing a katana you brought at the mall to defend the honour of a tourist attraction, right? And he comes back with, what he thinks will be a great riposte to that is, funny, you should mention the katana.
Oh,
and that's him outside the Houses of Parliament with a katana. An old tweet he sent in whenever the fuck this was, I don't know. A bounty on my head. Any ISIS terrorist that kills me gets 50k. I'll give my address, no police, but I've got a sword. Good luck.
So wait, this guy Wait,
literally
he
doing
first.
I studied the blade.
Yes, he is. So he posts a cringe tweet, and then he sort of like raises her a self-own.
Yeah,
Was
exactly.
that strategy in this poker
She burned him, and he went, "It's not even a burn. I am that
Hold my
stupid."
beer. Hold my beer.
That's amazing. Anyway, this is an interesting way of putting this. The Queen deserves better than soap opera. Her husband lies seriously ill in hospital. She has suffered the pain of seeing her son Andrew sidelined from public life.
What? What? Her son was outed as a pedophile.
Yeah, the one that
I just
the
fixed
one
it
that's
for you.
still living in the house that I pay for with the Queen. Right,
Yeah.
he's still living there. Pedophile. Said he would cooperate with American authorities, has refused to do so conclusively on every occasion. Has been sidelined from public life. He should have been sidelined from his freedoms.
Yeah, tried in a court.
Yeah.
Yes.
Put in prison for his, repeated child rape. Just in case you were wondering where on the scale of things the priorities of the royal family lie, being brown and uppity, not acceptable. Raping kids, as long as you're white, fine.
Yeah, if you're a royal and you're white, then that's fine.
Yeah. Ah, Richard Dawkins. So, he says, science is not a social construct. Science's truths were true before they were societies. Will still be true after all philosophers are dead. Were true before any philosophers were born. Were true before there were any minds, even trilobite or dinosaur minds, to notice them.
Please, can you retweet that? Because Richard Dawkins doesn't understand the difference between the process of science, which is knowledge production, and facts that are the product of that process. And I need to point that out.
Okay, so hang on. Social... Oh, hang on, not all caps. Social construct does not equal meaningless.
Yes, and the thing is, oh God, yeah, this is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing.
Yeah, because, Richard, no one's saying truth is a social construct. We're saying science, the method by which we try to explain the world around us, is a social construct. But again, that doesn't mean meaningless. It means it's a way that human beings have created to try and deal with a thing. In this case, the search for reality.
Yeah, like think about, so human beings exist on this planet, right? And all kinds of things exist that we can't perceive. Infrared lights, the photon, whatever those things are that are passing through our bodies.
He'll be back. He's like fucking Beetlejuice. You say his name, he's there.
There are just a range of things we can't perceive, right? But we have these brains, and our brains, we are capable of using language. And language is like glasses that we can put on, and the limited amount that we get to experience directly, this language glasses help us actually communicate with each other through the medium of concepts, which are constructed between more than one actor, making them a social process. Yeah. That is how we function. I don't know how much more basic I can make it. I feel like I'm really super patronizing, but how can someone who studies science not understand the difference between like philosophy and empiricism?
Yeah, and it's so annoying because he's clearly not a stupid person, but yet he says the dumbest shit all the time.
Yes.
Is it senility, perhaps? He has good days and bad days? I don't know.
No, I mean, in this way, he's just like being, he sounds cranky to me more than anything.
Well, he is a cranky old boomer fuck.
But I think part of the thing is that what he's not getting here is that he's thinking the issue is ontological, like what exists, and it's not. Like I take a materialist approach to the universe, but then epistemology is how do we know, and what exists and how do we know about it are two completely different questions. One is empiricism, the other one is the process of scientific knowledge. That is how, sort of knowledge you are trying to produce. Like art can be knowledge, So it's just like. Why am I not as famous as him? Because then I would be saying right things.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Anyway, someone clipped this from a stream I did last night. It's technically this morning, whatever. Sorting this shit out. Baby cats. Baby cats. Baby cats. I do a great impression of a cat.
Yeah, that was good.
Can I get some Fs in chat for a dead billionaire, please? Can I get some Fs? Maybe some crabs, if you wanna go for it, to respect the dead billionaire whose dad earned billions creating fighter jets, and then died in a helicopter crash.
Anyway, I
Anyway,
don't know who this person is.
Comrade.
Oh, he was a French MP.
French and billionaire. That's the thing.
And billionaire. Wow.
Comrade Helicopter taking one for the team. Anyway.
Ouch.
Syrian President Bashar al-Assad and his wife have tested positive for coronavirus. Lol.
Inevitably, yeah. Yeah, that's going to happen if you don't properly protect yourself, or if people don't protect themselves around you.
Tell you what I like. Weird post-leftist advertising from Burger King.
Uh-huh.
They say, women belong in the kitchen to lure you in. You think, that's quite sexist. If they want to, of course. Yeah, only 20% of chefs are women. We're on a mission to change the gender. Eat my fucking ass, Burger King.
Yeah, I can fix this. I can actually fix this.
Go on then.
Yeah, can you open it up so we see all 3 tweets again? You basically start with start with only 20% of chefs are women. We're on a mission to change gender ratio, blah, blah, blah. We're proud to be launching a new scholarship program, blah, blah, blah. Women belong in the kitchen.
Or pay your employees properly.
Well, you're taking the message here is the lack of representation in women's employment. Please don't try to change the subject, Mr. Mansplainer.
I'm not mansplaining. I'm just saying that it sort of doesn't matter what the ratio is if they're all dirt poor. If that makes sense.
Well, I get it. Well, I'm trying to address the inequity in the fact that women do disproportionately perform work in the kitchen and yet don't have the status and recognition of their male counterparts who have a much easier time becoming chefs. So I think it's a significant enough issue to just talk about on its own.
What you say
Today,
that only 20% of chefs are women.
It being International Women's Day and all, can we just have one day? Just one day?
Okay. Employ more women and pay them better.
Yeah, thank you. At least, yes. Because you kind of left out
I wasn't
the first
suggesting... I wasn't saying Burger King, don't employ any women, just pay people better. No,
but it's just kind of like you're talking... It's the sort of like the... Yeah, it's like... I'm trying to talk about identity things, and you want to talk about class things.
We can talk about both, and we should.
Yeah, Mason. And sometimes we can just talk about one or the other.
Which is what I was doing.
You were bringing up an unrelated point to the one I was making.
Someone says, I literally just hate the British. I don't have any other politics. That's yeah, fair enough.
Is that you, Kevin?
Is that me? That is me, yeah. I am anonymous, blah, blah, blah. No, I don't go on 4chan. Fuck that.
Okay.
Anyway, what are cats? It's just in an empty bath. Rubbing itself on the empty bath.
Oh, it feels good. Maybe it's got one of those ridged bottoms so your feet don't slip.
Yeah, maybe.
And so it's kind of like a little massage.
Doesn't look
or maybe
like
it's
it.
just a...
It's just a weird cat. It's just a very strange cat. Smooth. Yeah. Anyway, so it's doing it.
Oh, it's giving itself a bath in the bath.
Yeah, it's appropriate then.
And that is.
Oh, boomers are fun, aren't they? So everyone please enjoy this text I just received from my mum. What does woke mean? I'm listening to James O'Brien. So the radio thing.
Oh,
right. She doesn't know what woke means. So she texted her daughter to tell her.
Bless.
Yeah. Oh, this is the one I was talking about. So, on Good Morning Britain. What's her name again?
You conveniently...
Dr. Shola Moss Shogbamimu. Which is
ooh, okay. Yeah, that's... yes.
Yeah.
It's a very long name.
Being interviewed about the bombshell interview, which we talked about at the top of the show. And, yeah, she wasn't playing any games.
You conveniently forget all of that to paint this picture that all was rosy and hunky-dory. Nonsense. And then you are lording over the Queen. Listen, by all means, let's applaud the Queen when she does something right. But when she does something wrong, we need to call her out.
What does she do wrong? What does she do wrong?
What kind of grandmother? Let me finish. What kind of grandmother
yes.
would be so close to her grandson, Harry, but then not use her power and influence as queen to protect them from the racist media coverage? What kind of grandmother will protect her own son, Prince Andrew, from the potential crime of raping a minor, but will do jack all to protect Harry and Meghan? Especially, I have no doubt that she would have heard about the suicidal thoughts and the help and support she needs. And then you sit there hammering on about how the royal institution is not racist. Are you out of your godforsaken mind?
No, you know what? I find what you're saying about the Queen.
She was not.
I am in awe. I'm about my queen.
Yeah. She's not
follow you anywhere.
Not taking any of Piers Morgan's bullshit.
Oh, that's good. Retweet that too.
We're only halfway through.
Okay, but make sure you retweet
that before
I'll
retweet
move on.
it. Yeah, okay. And I like it.
Queen, actually disgraceful. I find what you're saying. You're entitled to your opinion, Shola. I find. Sorry, no, I'm allowed to respond to what you've just said.
Is rooted. Listen, my
Tries to talk over her. She's still not having it.
Twice.
Shut the fuck up, you gammon-faced prick. I'm chatting.
Something. The royal family as an institution is rooted in colonialism, white supremacy, and racism. The legacy is right there. So you're now surprised that a comment would have been made by several members of the royal family about how dark Archie's
It's not several members, actually. No, you can't spew lies.
All right. Harry and Meghan.
Are we allowed to engage in any of this?
Let me finish.
Well, you're not stopping.
Harry and Meghan had the audacity to speak that truth, then you should be at the actual outrage of racism.
Right, okay. Am I allowed to respond to this? Am I allowed to respond yet?
You can respond now.
Okay. I think what you just said about the Queen is disgusting.
I think it's
unbelievable. You talk about.
I think you're disgusting.
Yeah. I just like how she gave him permission to speak on his own show.
You can. I will now give you permission.
But the behaviour of a nation.
Am I lying when I said that?
Allow me to say what I'm. Allow me to explain.
And the institution is protected.
Right. Allow me to defend our royal family. Thank you.
You tell me.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. So there's going to be a new Space Jam movie. They're going to remake the Space Jam movie with LeBron James and his son or something. And the Pepe Le Pew character's been cut out from it. Good, yeah. What we don't need is teaching kids that kind of weird rapey stuff's okay.
Oh yeah, like growing up, I remember, gosh, it was like people know I'm old as fuck. Like in the 70s, like later 70s and early 80s was probably when I was, consuming under the age of 12, and even then I kind of thought it was awkward. Like, we didn't have any I didn't have feminism and feminist critique and kind of stuff, but we had I guess workplace harassment, and there was a little bit of that. So I was always, I guess a bit uncomfortable with it, but it was so normalized. To have, because you see actually a lot of characters do that. When Bugs Bunny dresses as a woman, there's a lot of that kind of sometimes weird flirting going on, or creepy, I should say, predation. And when this came up, I was like, someone pointed out this is rape culture, and it's not just Pepe Le Pew who's the rape culture. It's the female cartoon characters they draw putting up with it, and not standing up for themselves and going along with it. That is also indoctrinating. Oh, girls, this is what you're supposed to do. So, don't put them in.
Tony, Space Jam was not shite. Space Jam is one of the great films. Space Jam was the reason cinema was invented. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You fucking wash your mouth out, boy. You need some soapium.
Also, it normalizes becoming like an obsessive stalker as romance.
Yeah.
Pepe Le Pew.
Oh, yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's really toxic, just generally.
That whole thing about, was it a fair heart, never won, fair maiden? Basically, rapist charter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really weird. Don't stalk people. By the way, I'm joking about Space Jam, it's shit. But never mind. Also, I like this. Someone paid Twitter. They went, I'm going to promote this tweet just to make Alan famous. And it's a promoted tweet. And look at Alan. Look at that dog. That's amazing.
Aww.
It's a beautiful dog.
Yeah, worth the money.
Aww.
Oh, look at how many likes he got as well.
Oh, bless. How many likes did he get? I don't even know. 29?
Oh, that was just 20. Oh, I was looking at the actual tweet itself that got 129,000.
Oh, yeah, this is from promoted tweets.
Promoted tweets.
So this is a screenshot of the tweet. Actually, well, it might have been screenshotted right at the start or something, so maybe it did go on to get loads, but But just Alan, look how happy that dog is. That dog's very happy. Anyway, good for Alan. Oh, fuck's sake. Right. Piers Morgan, who, again, gammon twat. Again, white dude from England. I don't need to say any more. Let's be clear. Prince Harry and his wife just spent 2 hours trashing everything the Queen stands for and has worked so hard to maintain. Kind of, but not in the way you mean. Kind of, though. Whilst pretending to support her. And they did it while her 99-year-old, very racist, husband, Philip, is seriously ill in hospital. It's contemptible.
I wish he got more pushback on that. He's only got like 6,500 comments. But honestly, I don't understand. Yeah.
I wish he got cancer. Joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Yeah, I don't understand his outrage. Like, it's not hurting him.
Because he's a fucking
Nobody cares
he's a
about
white
the Queen.
supremacist.
Yeah, that's all right. They have to stick together.
Yeah, he didn't give a fuck. He's garbage. Funny one here. This is literally true, by the way. It sounds made up, but it's true. A shop called Shoe Zone, which, as you can tell, sells shoes, is replacing its former CEO, I think, or whatever it's chief finance director, Peter Foot,
who works at Shoe Zone.
Shoe Zone, replacing him with Terry Boot. Actually true. Literally, actually happening.
Yeah, can you click on the tweet underneath it?
Shoe Zone finance boss Peter Foot runs to exit. It's true. It genuinely is true, though. I swear to God. Anyway, yeah.
Sometimes life is weirder than fiction.
Very. Also, the 2 winners of nominative determinism's People of the Year, I think. I think so.
Can you explain that concept for those of us who aren't grammar geeks?
Nominative determinism?
Yes.
It's about the idea that your name...
Oh, no, it's a psychological one.
...will begin to dictate what you might end up doing in life. So, like, if your name was Dave Weaver, you might go into textiles or something, right? And so, if you're called Boot or Foot, you might go and work at Shoe Zone. Maybe. Anyway, so, yeah. Oh, surprise, surprise, the British government was actively in support of the fascist coup in Bolivia.
Oh, wow, really?
Good.
I'm shocked. This is my shocked face.
Yeah, this is, I am. As you can tell, my gabba has been flaccid.
I had to think for a bit on what that meant.
This is the daily deal, 69% off on when we need to go deeper. Nice.
Oh, well, it's good to know.
Look how graceful that guy is.
Oh, wow.
It floats like a butterfly.
Wow. And nothing but net.
Yeah. Boom. Lovely. Well, good top cat work.
Yeah.
This is nice. It's just having a group bubble bath. Just quality time. What's wrong? Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, that's so cute. See, that's what Kevin would be like if you had more than one kitten. Oh, I did see the spa day one. That one is pretty cute.
This is nice. Human having a bit of a problem. So gets the cat. Look, go on, you do it. Go on, you do it. Eventually gives up, thinks it's over. Bang, cat does it. Interspecial help, people. It's going to help the world. Talking of which, dog tries to visit his cat friend. Oh, it's stuck on the fence. Oh, disaster.
Oh no.
Oh no. But the cat's going to help him out. Go on.
Really?
Yeah, look. Go on. Go on. I'm pushing you over. Look, I'm giving you a boost. Go on. Go on. Go on. Yeah. Go on. Yeah. And now they can be friends.
Aww.
Cats and dogs working together, people.
That's so sweet.
And I'm done.
Also, the human should have helped. Okay. It's
well, yeah, that's true. But, yeah.
It's going on 11 here, so I think I'm going to skip my bookmarks because I did my Tim Wise one. So
fair enough. Well, there's a picture of Hitler. So
for the people in the
I've stopped sharing with you. Yeah, but yeah, it's the thing again. So
do not bring up the milk bath.
Nice. The milk bath. Oh, someone did a face thing on that. Yeah, someone took the milk bath and put my face on one of the fat dudes.
Oh no! Where can I see this?
Somewhere on my Twitter, I don't know. I'll have to dig it out. If the person who did that, if they're watching, can you resend that? Because I won't be able to find it probably.
Oh, if I go to your Twitter, maybe it's in your media.
Well, no, because I didn't tweet it out. It was tweeted at me, if that makes sense. I may have liked it, maybe, but
I'm not looking through your
it's
likes.
from like a week ago, so I don't know.
People, you need to tag me into this shit too. I'm jealous.
No, you don't.
Of course, Kevin won't think to share it with me. He won't.
No,
he doesn't.
Because I share it with the world, Kristi. I share my genius with the world. What more do they want? Exactly.
I guess.
Anyway, so go and follow me on YouTube, Twitch. You can subscribe, Bits, Streamlabs, Patreon. Done.
Wow, that was efficient. Now who are you going to kick him? Who you going to kick him to?
Yeah, I'm going to raid a channel. Who is going? I'll raid a channel for people who are going. Lumiru. Oh, she's playing a game though. That'll be boring. Bad Bunny. Is she looking at stuff? Yeah, fuck it. It's International Women's Day. It has to be a WOMS. Although
yeah, of course.
I think Lumiru's actually goes by they, them. But, you know, they've got coloured hair, so they have to be a lady. That's how that works. Ken. That's how that works. Yes. Okay? I don't make the rules.
You have coloured hair. It's ginger coloured.
True. And as we've described, degenerate. Anyway, go and subscribe to Kristi. All her links are below. Thank you for listening and watching and all that shit. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow on Twitch Tuesday. And Kristi will be back Wednesday probably?
Yes, I will.
Dope. Okay. Thank you all for listening and watching. Goodbye from me. And goodbye from Kristi. Say goodbye, Kristi.